One, two, one, two, one. Turn me up. Turn me up.
The champ is here.
It's your boy, FREEPRINTS, the people's champ, back with another YouTube live stream. Shalom, Israel. Shalom, you Negro. Shout out to my trolls. I hope y'all are doing well today. It is June 4th, 2026, Thursday, Throwback Thursday. Man, we are chugging along, man. Halfway through the year already, y'all. Where's time going? Where is it going, baby? Yeah, man. On your way in the door, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Smash the bell. Share to your socials. Hit the Cash App. Support the Pure Leaf Tea Fund. Pure Leaf Tea Fund, y'all. Keep it going. I appreciate those of you who have supported lately. Thank y'all very much. I mean that sincerely. If you don't want to be here, don't be here. Move around. Plenty of places to be out here in these YouTube streets. Shout out to Love Dorsey. I am the Daywalker, the Dark Knight, the Black Maga, the Shogun of Charlotte. The ladies call me the Cookie Monster, Mr. Big Balls himself. You can call me Pumpkin Escobar. I am the Heisenberg of this ish. They call me the Heisenberg because I bring y'all that pure, that raw dog, that strictly blue, no impurities, never stomped on. Nothing but this true dog, raw dog. Fire, that blue fire. It's your boy, FREEPRINTS, the people's champ. I am the host of the People's Podcast, but you can call me Z. Or you can call me Izzy. It's up to you. I give y'all that flexibility. How is everybody doing today? Yeah, baby. End of the week is here, baby. End of the week is approaching fast. Y'all, hey, today is a prep day. Make sure y'all prepped. Sabbath day is coming tomorrow at sundown. So make sure y'all do your prep. I don't want to hear you ain't got nothing to eat. You ain't got no snacks. Use today to get yourself together. Get your snacks ready. Get your dinner prepped. All of that good stuff. Get it all out today. So that way you have a smooth Sabbath day. Sabbath day starts tomorrow, Sunday. For those of you who ain't really keeping up, Sabbath day starts tomorrow and Sunday. Computer, what time is sundown tomorrow?
Sundown tomorrow will be at 8:37 p.m.
There you go. Sundown tomorrow, 8:37. That's sundown. That's the beginning of Sabbath day. And it goes from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. I've been lazy, y'all. I really have no excuse. I get lost in my own thoughts. And next thing I know, a whole week done went by. 2 weeks done gone by. You know? So I ain't got no excuse. I've been off schedule. So I'm going to try to get back right. All I can do is apologize and try to do better. That's all I can do. Dealing with my own ish, you know, just dealing with my own ish. You know, it takes me longer to do things. I used to could read a whole book in a day, a week. You know, I do my 4 chapters a day, but man, that takes me time. Because I'm not just, you know, a lot of y'all be like, well, why don't you do the audiobooks? Yeah, that's cool. But I study. So I'm not just reading through or skimming over 4 chapters. I'm doing precepts, research, you know, all of that kind of stuff. You know, it takes time. You know, when you're doing your 4 chapters properly, you ain't just skimming through it. You can't just do audiobooks. Yeah, that's cool for context. You know, if you want to just, you know, fill with some background noise and that kind of thing. But if you're really studying, you know, taking notes, it takes time. And I know there's a lot of you who rely on me for context and things. And there's a reason why I know these things. I spend the time and the energy and the effort into learning information. I just don't skim through stuff, you know. I spend lots of time reading, and because of my eyesight, it's hard for me to read. So I got to put more effort into doing it. It takes me long. But y'all just want to be able to call me for a quick answer, you know. I mean, that's cool if I'm a tool or I'm a resource. Like, but some of you, I think, depend exclusively on me. And you're not using me as a resource or a tool in your toolbox. I am your toolbox. And y'all gotta, you know, I gotta throw some of y'all out the nest. And, you know, because y'all spend time on other things, on sports and things of that nature. And y'all put the context and time and effort and energy into those things, but you're not putting it into the scriptures. And then when I have conversations with you, I don't say things. A lot of times I'm quiet, I'm listening. And I understand why y'all have the point of view or the perspective that you have, because you're not studying. You're not applying yourself. You're not learning. And you're stuck in a certain place. Day after day, month after month, year after year, decade after decade, y'all at the same exact place. There's no growth. You're not learning. You're not getting experiences. Even beyond scriptures, just in your everyday lives, y'all like stuck in a rut. You know, it's the same thing over and over and over. And there's no growth. And that kind of brought me to today's topic. Today's topic is adaptability. And as always, I mean, the podcast, anybody can get anything out of this podcast, but it's structured for young men. And I'm speaking, that's who my audience is. I'm really not, I mean, older men can definitely learn too, but that's not my focus. My emphasis is on the young men. And you young men gotta learn to adapt and not get stuck in ruts, and years go by. You waste years of your life doing the same thing over and over and over, and there's no growth, you know? And in today's world, in today's environment, you got to be more adaptable than ever before. I tell people, keep your resumes updated, because you got to be able to adapt. You should always be looking for another job. It doesn't mean you're going to take another job, but you should always be looking for opportunities, no matter what career you into. You know, some of you don't even interview, and you don't interview well because you don't practice. Practice makes
Person detected at front door.
Practice makes perfect. And the more you do something, the better you can get at it. Interview. So just go on interviews, even if you got a decent job, like your job, see what's out there.
Person detected at front door.
See what's out there. Computer. Temporarily pause notifications.
You don't have any active notifications right now.
Can you pause any future notifications?
You don't have any active notifications right now, so there's nothing to pause.
I don't want to be interrupted by any notifications.
You're all set. There are no notifications to pause right now.
Or alerts. I don't want to be alerted by motion detected at my front door or anything.
I don't see any motion detection notifications in your current subscriptions. You're all set. There's nothing to pause right now.
Okay.
You're all set. No notifications to worry about right now.
What is the current computer? What is the current temperature inside?
Yeah, it's pretty comfy in here. The current indoor temperature is 74.8 degrees Fahrenheit.
And what is the outside temperature?
Oh, wow. It's a bit warmer up there. Currently 85 degrees with sunny skies.
Shout out to Aunt Wendy. If you happen to be watching Aunt Wendy, it's 85 degrees, if you just heard. 85 right now. It's going to get hotter a little bit later. What time is it? It's 4 o'clock, so it might warm up just a little bit because the sun ain't even came through my front door yet. It usually comes through around 5 or 6. Anyway, that's just a pro tip. Always interview. Couple of times a year. Score the interview, put an application in, and that allows you to assess yourself. Where do you stand? And you might be surprised at what's out there. And that's important in today's marketplace. Don't wait till you get fired or you have problems on your job or any of that kind of stuff happens. Put some feelers out there. See what's going on out there in the environment, in the marketplace, and see where you stack up. Stay adaptable, stay adjustable. Don't be so rigid and stuck, and then you get caught out there. Always stay, because, I'm a salesman, and I did sales and marketing. I always kept my head on a swivel. Sometimes I would take a job as a part-time job just to see what was out there. Take that job for a couple of months, especially in the summertime. Kids is out of school, that kind of thing, just to see what was out there. I would do that, because I always kept it like a 10-by-4 schedule. So I had 3 days off. My favorite schedule was that 3-by-12 schedule. I like that schedule too. 3 on, 3 off kind of schedule. So I had the flexibility to take other jobs and do little side hustles and things of that nature. I like doing that kind of stuff, and it saved me money. I mean, with my 4-day schedule, it was like, instead of driving to work 5 days a week, I'm only driving to work 4 days a week or 3 days a week. So I'm putting less gas in my car. It's not always about money, the amount of money. More money, more problems. And waste is your biggest thing. Any of you people who know about profit and loss statements, when you're looking at a profit and loss statement, the biggest controllable expense on a P&L is not your labor, it's your waste. So even in your personal life, you want to eliminate waste. So instead of wasting gas on an extra day, I eliminated a whole day's worth of driving and wear and tear on my car and on my body. And it allowed me freedom to do other things, do things for my kids, do things with my wife at the time, Kids got doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, eye doctors, karate, this, that, or another, skateboarding, whatever they was into, I was able to do those kind of things. And I talked to a lot of you, and y'all don't have time for nothing. You busy. I don't know when I might have to do this. I might have to do that. I'm like, how do y'all live your lives where you so rigid, where you don't even know if you got the freedom 1 day a week to do anything? My man, supposed to take me to look at some apartments in Charlotte next week. I was able to sell him. I made a schedule with him earlier today he was here. My man Bobby, he was like, yo, what day is good? Thursday. All right, cool. Thursday good for him, Thursday good for me. We going out Thursday looking at some apartments up in Charlotte. But y'all, like, even you ladies, I'm like, hey, let's go out. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. What you mean you don't know what you're doing? Well, if you don't know what you're doing, that means you ain't doing nothing. So that's BS on me. That telling me you don't want to spend time with me. If you ain't got nothing scheduled now, today is Thursday. Make a plan with me. If you can't make a plan with me, that means you're leaving, you got something more important to do. Okay, cool. I can live with that. I go on with my life. But I know if I want to spend time with somebody or do something with somebody, I make plans with. Hey, what you doing tomorrow? A friend of mine was like, yo, what you doing tomorrow? I'll be free after 3. All right, I'm gonna slide through around 3. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Cool. But I talk to y'all don't know what y'all days is like, you know? And it's just not even with relationships. And like, I know with Tasty Cakes, I'll be like, yo, you need to get your oil changed. Like, why is it such a hassle for you just to say, hey, I'm off on Friday, Saturday, whenever you off, all right, I'm gonna go Saturday to get my oil changed. But my stepfather once told me people have time and money for the things they want. Now, she always had time to schedule for her hair. That was important to her, even though she would spend most of her time sitting in this house with me. Why are you so worried about what your hair look like? I don't care. She'd spend her days off, weekends, sitting on the bed, unbraiding her hair one day, and the next day braiding her hair back, washing her hair and all that, like the whole weekend. But you ain't making no time to do maintenance on your car. And then you have problems with your car and you wondering, then they be frantic when things happen. Like, we got to stop being reactionary and stop focusing or crafting your life where everything is a reaction. You're not adapting, you're reacting all the time. Because once you make the adaptation, that thing becomes a new norm. You weren't doing it, now you are doing it. That's the adjustment. That's you being adaptable. And that becomes your new norm. And you making an adaptation is something you do that's beneficial to. For example, my hat. This is a summertime hat that I wear. I'm adapting to the weather. I got a wintertime hat, which is that black hat y'all see me wear. I wear that when it's cool. But now it's warmer. I wear this hat. I adapted to the weather. So long as it's warm, I'm gonna be wearing summer hats, things like that. It's simple, you know. You gotta hack your own life. You gotta eliminate waste in your life. And you gotta actively look for those opportunities. And that's where the scripture is examine yourself. It's a commandment. We're very good at examining other people. Men do this a lot, where a lot of men, the majority of men, I would say, they measure themselves against other men. Now, they won't admit this, but they do this. They look to say, am I better than that man? Or is he better than me? But they won't be honest and say that man is better than me at certain things. It's always, I'm better than him at this, or they look at the other men in negative, like purposely try to find negative things about other men to make themselves feel good about themselves. No, what you should be doing is looking at at other men and saying, what is that man doing better than me? And how can I get better at things? You know, take my cousin Keith. Shout out to my cousin Keith. One thing I always admired about Keith growing up, Keith was phenomenal at washing a car. I always admired how good he could wash his car. So I learned how to wash cars from watching him and asking him. I learned it from him. And I made the adjustment. But I had to be honest with myself. Shout out to Keith McKay, Big Mac McKay. And I never told him this. But he had what was that car he had? He had a square body Bonneville. And I had a square body Buick. And we would meet up at the car wash, usually on the weekend, on Saturday morning. We'll meet up in Pageland, car wash. Keith had a whole car wash kit that he would keep in the trunk of his car. Brillo pads, sponge, dish. He used to wash his car with dish detergent. Palm Olive, I think, with Dawn or something. And he had this whole little Armor All for the tires. He had a whole setup. So I learned how to do that from him. Now I don't drive anymore, but even with Tasty Cakes, Tangy, I started building a car wash kit for their cars. I started with a bucket, sponge, Rain-X, whatever little car wash supplies I use, I got them, put it in a bucket, kept it in a trunk. Every time we go to fill up, that's my thing. Anytime I went to the gas station with my ladies, I as I'm pumping the gas, I'm washing their windows. I'm putting Rain-X on their windows. That's a pet peeve of mine. Making sure they tires ain't ashy. You know, I would do that stuff. I kept they supplies in their car, you know. Now Nene, in her car, I even had a jumper box. You know, tools, little toolbox. You know, the longer I was with a woman, the more things I had in their vehicle, you know, because I didn't like taking stuff out of my car, putting it in her car. Then there would be times I would be in her car and I'm not thinking, oh, I need to take that stuff out of my trunk and put it in her car. So I just built them their own trunk of stuff, you know. I adapted. I made adjustments. I was prepared. You know, what is it? If you stay ready, you never have to get ready kind of thing, you know, that. But if you got to be honest with yourself, where can I make improvements with me? But as you're looking at other people in other situations, you got to be honest with yourself. And you got to have a willingness to adapt to things, situations. You know, people do things better. You know, I learn things all the time from different people, women, men. You know, they're like, you know, here's how I do things. So I start doing them that, you know. I can't remember the girl I was with way back in the day. I used to always buy like two or three, a couple of rolls of toilet tissue at a time. And then I think it was Michelle when we was in college. And when we started living together, I think we was at Walmart and I got like a 2-pack or a 4-pack of tissue. She was like, why are you always buying them small packs of tissue? I'm like, what you mean? She's like, if you buy the 6-pack or the 12-pack, you save money and you never run out. I was like, that makes sense. Even though it was just me and her in the house, we never ran out of tissue. To this day, I'm still like that. I can go in my bathroom right now. I buy 12 packs, 6-packs, case of water. Even though it's just me, I got a case of water, a case of soda. Certain things I learned from other people. It just makes sense. But you got to be honest with yourself. You can't be honest and ain't no man better than me kind of attitude, or I put my pants on just like him. No, you don't. There are men that do things better than you, John, my mechanic, he always kept a box of latex gloves in his car, in his trunk, because when he working on cars, he would always put gloves on. And I said, damn, that makes sense. So I always got a box of latex gloves under my kitchen sink. You never know. You just get, you don't want to, you're doing something, you don't want to get your hands all messed up, Throw a pair of gloves on and go out there and check your girl oil. I remember with Tangi, I needed to check her oil. She had an oil leak. And I went under the kitchen sink and got a pair of gloves. And she was like, I didn't know we had those. I'm like, yeah, I always got gloves. She was like, wow, I didn't know that. I was like, well, you don't do dishes, first of all. I did the dishes when me and Tangi lived together. So I said, you ain't aware of half the shit I buy in this house. Because I did all of the grocery shop and supplies. I was like, you just use what you use. I said, but how you think it got me? I had to actively put it on the shopping list and buy it. So it's a lot of things in this house, if you really pay attention, that I put in here that wasn't here before I got here. And that was one of those things, with them latex gloves that I learned that from John. Never said nothing to him about it. I just noticed he did it. And I was like, damn, that's a good idea. What is a box of gloves? $3 or $4? They last forever. And now when my cleaning ladies come by the house, I always got gloves for them. And they appreciate it. So when they come in here and clean, first thing they do is put their gloves on. Like, damn. I'm like, well, if you're cleaning for a living, you should have your own gloves. That's $3 or $4. And it's a tax write-off. Like, it's a no-brainer to me. I don't know. I mean, I tried to tell Gabby that, like, you're a 1099 worker. You need to accumulate as many write-offs as you can get. You need to track a lot of things. Your gas, how many miles, your wear and tear you're putting on your car every day, your supplies you need to do your job. I said you need to buy some scrubs so you're not using your regular clothes to come in here and clean. But I told her, I said, you go right on. I learned it from Tasty Cakes. Tasty Cakes wore scrubs every day. And scrubs is expensive because I know Tangi would buy scrubs from, what is that? It's a store up there by Northlake Mall. Scrubs Are Us or one of them kind of stores that sell nothing but scrubs. Like it's where a lot of nurses shop. Them damn things are expensive. So I went looking for them damn things on Amazon. Same damn scrubs that be like $50, $60 in the store. You get them on Amazon for like $20. So I started buying them for Tangy, and I bought Tasty Cakes, a couple. Any color, $20. Here you go. But I told Gabby the same thing. But again, I learned that going all the way back, all of them women. But I remember those kind of things. And I add stuff onto my shopping lists. So I'll go back to it later on in the future. But I told Gabby, buy you some scrubs. You should have at least 5 days worth of scrubs. Doing what you do, I would try to build it up so that it's 30 days. But you should at least have 5 days. Then get your shit dry clean. Drop it off at the cleaners or a professional laundry service. Now you can write that off on your taxes. Another write-off. And that frees you up. Even if it costs you a little bit more money to get your clothes professionally laundered, but now you got a receipt and it frees up your time. Especially with Gabby working 7 days a week. You ain't got no days off. She was here 7 days a week. So you want to do as much as you can to free up your time. Again, eliminating waste in your life. She was hard-headed, they did it. But you want to free up your time. Always want to do that. I don't know who be ordering stuff all the time, but FedEx be here every day. FedEx comes back here and drops something off to one of my neighbors almost every day. I don't know what they get delivered. But I see that FedEx truck every damn day. I think one of them may be diabetic. And I know with sometimes diabetic people, their insurance, whoever delivers their diabetic supplies, their test kits and things, it gets delivered by FedEx or somebody like that. That may be, I think one of them may be diabetic. That's what I think may be happening. And they get their shit delivered pretty regularly because I see them here almost every day. I rarely get things delivered by FedEx. So and UPS. 99% of my stuff is going to be the post office or Amazon. Those are my delivery people. But yeah, sometimes spending a little bit extra money will help you save more money later. You got to look at the return on your investment. So getting your clothes laundered, how much time do you actually spend washing clothes, drying clothes, folding clothes, those kind of things? It may be worth it. And a lot of y'all, you don't examine yourself. So you don't even know how much money you spend exactly every month. How much does it cost you to wash your clothes? So this is where being adaptable comes into play. I'm giving you I don't know why my nose is itching. Sorry. I'm giving y'all a life hack, right? Hack your life. The service, you can go on I believe it's in the description. Click the link for POPLIN. You're going to get a $10 off or whatever on your first load. Try it out. How often do you wash clothes, young men? You washing clothes every 2 weeks, every week, once a month? What is it? How much is it costing? How many? I could tell you how many pounds of clothes I washed per month. Last month, I washed 18 pounds of clothes. Normally, I'm between 15 and 18 pounds, between 15 and 20. That's where I usually fluctuate. Um, I if my regular clothes, we're not talking about blankets. Blankets would be a different thing, but even my sheets, I include that in my regular clothes. My sheets, my tablecloth, my towels I keep by my stove. That's all regular. But you should know how much. And this is when I start talking to people about your budget. And people are always surprised when I sit down with them and really go through their budget and I get into things like that, things they never even thought about. How much do you spend on your laundry detergent? How often do you buy laundry detergent? My shit lasts, for me, by myself, a year. When Tasty Cakes was here, because now it's two people, I'm buying laundry detergent every 3 to 6 months. I buy Tide and Gain. Now, Tide lasts longer because I use that for my whites and my sneakers. Gain is for my regular clothes. And then I buy the fireworks, the fabric softener beads. That's my regular purchase. So I know how much I spend every 6 months to a year. You should know that. How are you doing your budget if you don't know what you spend? How much do you spend on your groceries? How often do you buy groceries? Once a month? Once a week? Every 2 weeks? So when I sit down with people and go over their budget and I make these categories out, or rather, I have them make the categories out, I do an outline: groceries, gas, clothing. And the clothing is laundry and new clothes. How often, especially with ladies, how often do you buy new clothes? Are those work related clothes? Or are those your personal clothes? Hair. How often do you go to the barbershop? How often do you get your hair done? How often do you get your nails, your mani pedis done? Those kind of things. Yeah, I had ladies that didn't even, they getting their nails, their mani pedis done every month, but they wasn't including that in their budget. Well, that is your budget. You're doing it every month. So you spending $100 for a mani pedi every month. You need to know that. And this is why they kept running out of money and coming up with shortages, because they didn't realize what was going out. They only want to count coming in, but not account for everything that was going out the door. So you got to be adaptable. You got to control your waste. But in order to control your waste, hold on. Um, Shout out to my watchers. I got a few of y'all in here. I apologize. Make sure y'all hit the like button for those of you who haven't done it. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Am I got any comments? Hold on. Wait a minute. I do got a comment. Hold on a minute. Maybe we had problems. Maybe I got it fixed. Wait a minute. Let's see who we got, y'all. Who in my comments? Let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, shout out to everybody in my comments. I got to get caught up real quick. Wait a minute. Who is this? We got Amanaz in the house. Amanaz is back. And what did she say? She is back with her signature. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Show y'all her comment. Look, I got her back, y'all. I don't know what the hell. Wait a minute now. Let me try to fix her wrench now. So anyway, we got Amanaz. She's back. She says, hey, y'all. What else did she say? They call it obligations and responsibilities. Absolutely. Or what are your liabilities versus your assets? It's one or the other. And we got to start paying attention to our liabilities. I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. Good point. Hold on. Amanaz is back. Let's see. She said you can write that off exactly. I think that was talking about the dry cleaning and the laundry. It's a write-off. And who we got? We got TJ in the house. Stop calling me the Ben, TJ. My name is not the Ben. Ben is part of my last name. It's not my middle name. It's the Ben Israel. Ben Israel is my last name. It means son of Israel. That's what Ben Israel means. Stop calling me the Ben. But TJ is in the house. Make sure y'all subscribe to Through the Fire podcast. All right? Subscribe to Amanaz Speaks. Make sure y'all drop y'all links, please. My Spartans are back, y'all. Spartans are back. That is what's up. That's a good look. I don't know what I did to fix that, but I'm glad I fixed it. So glad. Oh, let me check real quick while I'm thinking. Harmonize. Let's look at my comments. Yeah, they're even showing up in YouTube again. So you're right. Your wrench disappeared. So let's give it back to you. Okay. Hold on. Add as a moderator. And Amanaz was a managing moderator, right? Amanaz was a moderator. So that should fix the wrench. Now, TJ never lost his. That is so strange. So TJ is already a moderator. Amanaz should be a moderator again. I wonder, hey, let me know if you're watching right now, Amanaz. Matter of fact, let's call Amanaz, y'all. Let's see if we get her on the phone. See if we get a monkey ass on the phone. Okay. All right, that's that old number. No, that's that other phone. There we go.
Hello.
How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm fine.
Oh, are you watching me right now?
You know I am. The comment that you can see, I'm on my other channel.
Oh. So maybe it was something with that channel.
There's something going on because even I put comments were saying in there from the original channel, and they're not even showing up on the.
Person detected at front door.
I think some kind of way, I got blocked.
I don't know how. Well, now that I made you a manager moderator with this new channel, you could fix it yourself.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah, see if you could figure it out. Yeah. I mean, whenever you get time.
Yeah, I'm watching.
So I know you're very happy right now. Your Spurs are in the finals.
And you know that.
Now, let me ask you, do you have a Wimbiana jersey yet?
Not yet.
What? I thought you would have been got that.
We got pictures out of it. But something to take. A picture text that so they can use.
Okay. Hold on. Wait a minute. You sent me this one from. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I got it. I'll save that then.
Yeah.
I'll save it. Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on with Amberly? How's Amberly doing? Yeah, how y'all doing with that? How Jeff doing? Yeah, I mean, but he took your mother passing real hard.
Yeah. There's some other stuff going on. I'll get into that later.
Yeah, we'll talk offline with that. Yeah, I saw your show the other night. And then I didn't catch it. I caught the replay last night. With the chick with the young girl. I had somebody else talked about her too. Yeah, well, she did the split or whatever. That was her, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she had a play with club on here, and they was like, we're not doing that. But,
Yeah, make sure y'all catch that. If y'all haven't caught that on Amina Speaks channel, where she did that show about the girl who did the split on stage, and they wouldn't let her get her diploma.
He's the only one I see that didn't get that diploma that was completely 100% correct. So I'm gonna talk about this. Did you see where it was actually a fist fight amongst the graduating seniors?
No, I hadn't. I've been real disassociated the last couple of weeks, where I hadn't really been watching a lot of shit, and I haven't been going live myself.
I thought it was new. Yeah.
Yeah, I just been disassociated. I just get in my little ruts every now and then where I just kind of check out from the world. And I guess that's what I've been doing. Because I looked up yesterday, like, where the hell did May go? Like, we already in June?
Yeah.
Because Milton and Ali, they planning a trip to go to Dallas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they want to go catch a Cowboys game in Dallas.
Oh, that's what's up.
That's the plan so far. That's the trip they trying to put together. So
Okay.
we'll see.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I tried to tell Ali. Ali just got married last month. I said, look, bro, yeah, that's another offline conversation. But I said, look, man, you can't move like you used to move. Like all of that, you trying to move like a single man. Like, all right, you ain't even been married 30 days. You better check in with your wife first, bro. Nah. We talked about it. I said, okay. A whole lot different. Nah. She already started changing. I said, man, you ain't seen nothing. Nothing.
When he gonna start changing?
He has in some ways, and that's kind of what my show was about today, adaptability.
Yeah.
You know, in order to make a relationship work, especially for a man, you got to be adaptable as a man. You can't move
They don't wanna adapt. They don't even wanna think about it.
because the women adapt way quicker than men do. And men have to learn not only to adapt for themselves, but you got to make the adaptation for the woman you dealing with.
One time for the people in the day.
If you want to make, and it's funny because my cousin Milt, he said, "Oh no," he said to Ali, "Oh, if you keep listening to V, he gonna have your ass in divorce court." I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm trying to keep y'all niggas out of divorce court, and the way you gonna do it is learning from my mistakes." And we can't move the way the old men used to move, where they got set in their ways and they way of the highway, and that's it. No, you got to be able to adjust when you're dealing with a woman, you know?
Hey, women gotta be able to adjust when they dealing with. Yo, I try to explain that to somebody, and they might be super damn. I'm like, okay.
But men more than women, because women like to try new things, go new places. Men are just left up to their own devices to just get stuck in a rut. What do they say? A man don't need nothing but a TV, an air mattress, and a beach chair. That's all he need in his house, you know.
Yep.
And that's true. It's true.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, what's going on to fight it, and I'm like, well, you, what you got going on, sir?
Right.
What you gonna do?
Right. What's up with Death Note? How he doing?
Yeah, you know, he falls in the category too. Same old.
I called him a few times, but he ain't never hit me back.
Yeah, I be taking him.
It been going on 2 years.
Oh, man, that's so different.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, we got beef.
I don't think I've had a real conversation with him since like, you know.
Yeah, every now and then I check on. Usually I think about him around the holidays because I know his brother would come from out of town. You know, he do things for his mom all the time. You know, the kids is out of school. So that's when I think about him, you know. And what's your Derek Gaines? How Derek doing?
Yeah, he be said,
I know you keep up with them more regularly than I do. So and you be in circles that you travel in the same circles that they do. So I don't see them as much. Like I ran into Red Illusion couple of weeks ago somewhere. I talked to Wally about a month ago. I talk to people here and there, but who was that? Angry Snowman, word? Right, right. I got people, I'll bump into them. Like I was talking with Doc the other day, Dr. Hassan Johnson. Shout out to Doc. Oh yeah, he always great, man. Fabulous. Fabulous. Me and him usually communicate through Facebook. So now that I'm back on Facebook, I'm back in touch with him more regularly. And then he'd be up late at night because he's on the West Coast. So, that's how I stay in touch with him. Um, yeah. Mm. Oh, word. Yeah, it's people, I talk to them behind the scenes here and there, or I'll bump into them. But I hadn't bumped into Death Note in a while, I noticed. And
he don't even be on. Like I'm trying to think the last time.
oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. So I think it's behind.
Yeah, I should be back in Charlotte by August though. My man came by here today and he gave me a couple of dresses that me and him are gonna go check out next week.
Oh,
And he showed me one address, was actually on Albemarle Road. It's called Albemarle Landing. It's a new place. It's kind of like back over there by like Eastland Mall, like behind Eastland Mall.
you got a lot of when you go over there, you ain't even gonna recognize me.
Yeah, I know. Last time I was over there, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
But I told him, I said, yeah, I know that area pretty well. And because when he told me about it, where it was at, I was like, yeah, I used to live on Sharon Avenue. He was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah. So I said, look, long as I'm in Charlotte, I'm good.
Jose and Maria.
I said, yeah, that landmark. I said, Landmark Diner was one of my spots. He was like, yeah, right on Central. I was like, yeah, that's my spot.
Yep.
I was like, I know that side of town very well. But he was also telling me about this spot that's on it's on North Tryon, like going towards Harris, like one of them like apartments, like past Walmart. We're down there by Walmart, in between Walmart and Harris. And I was like, yeah, that's a good area. Like I'm not against any of that.
What you talking about? I was just over there today.
Well, you always over there because that's your home area. Oh, word. What's that place you go to in Concord? That restaurant. The smoke, the smoke. barbecue place. Yeah, they got one in Gastonia.
It's one here now until over down the ridge.
I didn't know that. And then this chick was telling me about this place. It's somewhere around here in Gastonia. They got a ranch. So they grow their own beef and pork and all of that kind of stuff on the ranch, and they cook it.
Yeah, I think so.
I made a note of it. I don't know. I can't remember the chick. It was a white girl. I think it was a Uber driver. I was talking to about it, and she was telling me about the spot, and it was real interesting to me. I was like, "Oh, that's what's up."
But yeah, it's it's yeah, I think that
The Target where? Oh, okay. And you know your girl ain't speaking to me again, right? With Shauna, you know what I'm talking about, right? Well, you know she does it every 3 months. Every 3 months. I'm just so used to it. It don't even faze me. And so the last time I spoke to her, she just found a reason to be pissed off at me. And or maybe we shouldn't talk no more. I'm like, huh? I'm like, okay. Okay. No problem. Because she had said something to me like, oh, I guess I'm just going to be a permanent side chick for the rest of my life. And I'm like, and that's what I said. And then she turned that conversation into, oh, well, you trying to make it like you into being some good man or something. I'm like, what are you talking about? I haven't said not one thing about myself. All I'm saying to you is I see you as being a better person than just regulating yourself to just a side chick. I had the same reaction you had. Why would you do that to yourself? And you're a teacher, like that's your ideology. Like, and that shit gets passed along to these kids. And then we wonder why these kids are so fucked up. Because these teachers is fucked up. And they parents are fucked up. And then that's what made her say, well, maybe we shouldn't talk because you just want me to see things the way you do. I said, no, I don't. I said that.
She wants to see herself as a side chick who will really just abuse her.
Hey, I'm like, I ain't fucking you, so I don't care. I'm just trying to, you always asking me to be your friend and put my friend hat on. So I'm giving you some friendly advice. If you want, what do you say? What is the way? You do what you know. So if that's what you know and you don't want to be adaptable, then that's what you're gonna get.
Why is that what she knows?
Because look at it, that's what she's been doing her whole life. Don't know. Some people get comfortable with things. And that goes to what I was saying. That goes to what I was saying about being adaptable. They get comfortable with dysfunction. And hell, you and I talked about this a couple of years ago on your channel one night. Because I remember I came in the living room with you, and me and you got into that long conversation about people just being stuck in a rut and doing the same thing over and over and over, but they wondering why they can't do better. And then when somebody try to tell them, like, hey, maybe you need to make this adjustment, then they want to make it about you. Like, it ain't about me right now, so we talking about you.
Right. If it was about me, we wouldn't even have the adaptability perfect.
Because I think we was talking about hair, because it was shortly after we went down, you was getting your hair done, and we went down to that the girl that was doing your hair, I think.
Oh, you talking about Eric?
Is that the one that was like off of South Boulevard somewhere?
Yeah.
So I rode with you down there. That was around that time. And we got into the conversation about, that's how it led us to that conversation. And we was just talking about people in general. And we was like, yo, that would be a good topic. And hell, we just kind of it took over your topic, whatever your original topic was, that kind of became the topic. But I see that so much, and I specifically see that with Rashana. And then she go, well, you just want me to see things your way. No, I don't. I've been concluded a long time ago, you're not going to see things the way I do. I've been came to that conclusion. But when you come to me asking me why certain things happen and they keep happening, here's your answer. You know? You hard headed.
I don't get it. 'Cause I mean, like,
But if you're comfortable with that, living like that, then so be it. So be it. I guess I'll see you in 3 or 4 months.
we gonna be into the summer by the end of the summer. Everybody was playing all up.
And I told her, I said, you wasn't happy with me. I was happy with you. I never complained about you. We really didn't have no problem. It wasn't no problems. I'm like, I was there minimum 3 times a week. I was at your house. We had our little routine. We did that until you got bored and you just stopped talking to me. I never knew why. And then you would talk to me for a couple of months and then you would pop back up. But during the times that you wasn't talking to me, I went on with my regular scheduled routine. Like nothing changed. And I said, even when I got with Tangi, I said, Rashana, you didn't even realize for that year, she was trying to argue with me. Oh, it wasn't a year. I said, no, it was a whole year. I said, I wasn't even living in Charlotte. I was in Concord. You didn't know nothing about that. I was in Concord during that whole year. I said, but it's the hypergamy thing. I said, that's your problem, Rashana. You're hypergamous. You're not content. So you always was trying to find better than me. And then when you couldn't find it, you would come back. And then you would start that cycle over again. Even this last time with her fiance, I told her it's not going to work. And the reason it's not going to work, not because of the guy, I don't know him. It's because of you, the way you are. And I said, look at your history. 2 baby daddies, an ex-husband, me, now an ex-fiance, and however other many side dudes that I don't know about. That's your problem. You just ain't content. I was content with you. Never had no problems with you. When I was with you, I was dealing with you and it was fine. But I guess secretly, when you was with me, you had problems with me and you was looking for somebody else to fix those problems. Whatever problem you secretly had with me. And I think by her telling me that you want me to agree with you. I said, I've never said that. So that's something you convinced yourself of. But I don't care. Here's how I think. Because I'm sharing my thoughts with you, don't mean I want you to think like I think. You got your opinion, I got my opinion, and life goes on. But you got people out here that they want you to agree with them. And if you don't agree with them, it's a problem for them. It ain't a problem for me. Especially if you asking me my opinion. Because I don't volunteer. When I want to volunteer my opinion, I fire up a live stream. This is where I share my opinion. But if you coming to me personally and you sharing your opinion with me on any topic, I'm like, oh, okay. It don't mean it got to be my opinion. You know? But what it is they wanted, somebody said this shit to me. I think it was Ali. He said to me recently about somebody is they want to force you to think a certain way. And then they get mad at you when you don't.
Yep.
It don't bother me. I talked to John recently too, by the way. He was supposed to come by here last week, but he disappeared on me. I need to call him to find out what happened to him. Why he didn't. Why you still want him to look at your car?
Yeah, I'm like, so I took the battery out and recharged. I just ain't put it back in. I think it's all right because even with the battery out, it's a whole long story. It's I had somebody jumping off that fire right up.
Any check engine lights or anything like that?
No.
Well, that makes sense to me then. Because sometimes the way sensors work in cars, sometimes you got to do like a computer. You got to do that hard reset. And I remember that.
Yeah, but just like they completely drained it and checked everything. Like ain't nothing wrong with the engine. I ain't have no leaks. I ain't have no nothing. Just let no oil.
But sometimes you just got to do that fresh reboot and it clears everything out. I tried to tell Rashana that with that doggone Infinity because her dad looked at it when he was alive and, oh, it's the oxygen sensors. And I told her father, I said, that's how they get you. I said, but sometimes what they call it's a cascading effect. It's like a Christmas tree light effect. When one light goes out, it'll take out a whole string of them. Cars are the same way. And sometimes, like you'll get them codes, the code will be oxygen sensor, but it's really something else. And once you fix that other thing, like the battery or like the voltage, it may not be 12 volts. It may be only 9 volts. And once you fix the battery issue, then the oxygen sensor code goes away. But what our father was doing, he was trying to fix the oxygen sensors first and not fixing the original issue that was causing the original problem. She didn't listen to me. She wanted to listen to her daddy, and it never got fixed. I said, okay. I tried to tell you how these old men are. I know these old men well. You can't do things they way with these new cars because the old cars didn't have as much computerized things in them, and they don't understand how computers work. But she didn't listen to me. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you. Same thing with Tangi when she was having a problem with her car. Now, her problem could only be fixed by the dealership. That it had to go to the dealership.
First, you detected a front door.
The TPM. Was it the TPM? That's usually one of the ways they get you in the door is the TPM.
Whatever, like the lock with the brakes and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The lock was like the guy was telling her like they just go things to fix it to like other mechanics so where they can go say you. Like the whole time she had the car, she had to go to the dealership.
That's how they make their money.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to tell Tangi, she ain't listen to me. She took a car all the way down into Charleston, and her brother took it to his mechanic, quote unquote. And what did his mechanic say? The same shit I told her.
Yep.
Then her brother, Biggie, was like, well, why she ain't do what you told her to do? I said, Biggie, because of you. She knows she can rely on you. So then she discounts or dismisses what I'm telling her.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when he got in the mode of telling her, well, what did Z tell you to do? Like, did you talk to V about it? Like, why you coming to me when you got a man right next to you who know what I know? He know exactly, because me and Biggie would bump heads together and try to figure shit out. And he like, well, I told her the same shit.
Yeah. I've been trying to think because like even with my car, it took 4 years for me to be able to go somewhere other than dealership. And but like I drove around here with no
Phenomenal. I remember.
Yeah.
Because I was on Tennyson. I remember I was on Tennyson.
The computer, like one of the parts of the computer was like control the brake. I'm surprised you ain't crashed nowhere because the part of the computer that you're saying was this that was burnt out had to do with the brake.
Yep.
Yeah. It was like I was fighting when it crashed. I was like, that's why.
Right. You gotta go. I tried to tell Tasty Cakes that same shit.
I like stuff that lasts. And someone has to pay. You gotta test it.
Cause her what she wanted to do was get an extra car. And she said that to me. I said, what you mean an extra car? I said, who does that? I said, people don't buy. That's different. Right. And I said, well, why do you do that? She said, in case something happened to this one. I said, no, baby. What you do, you learn how to maintain the one you got. I said, let's take this car to the dealership. Let them spend the $200 for them to do the inspection. And whatever is wrong, they're going to put the $200 towards the repair. You living here with me rent free. So you got the money. Just do it. Well, that goes back to adaptability. She wanted to go back to the way she had always been doing it, was run back to her daddy. And her daddy wasn't making good decisions. Like, you got to be honest with yourself, and you got to be honest with the people you that's in your circle. You go to certain people for certain shit.
Yeah, something so cheap. But in order to do that, sometimes you just got to be still. You got to go down somewhere by yourself.
Yeah. Let me think about this shit for a minute. Like you said, sit down by yourself, be honest with yourself, examine yourself. All right, I got to make a change. I got to do something different. I don't know what it is yet, but whatever way I'm doing something, keep leading me down the same roads. And sometimes it's decision making. It's not necessarily what decisions you're making, but it's how you make decisions. And that's what I tried to tell her. I said, the way you make a decision is you running your daddy. And your daddy, because he wants to be super dad, he can't be honest with you and say, I don't know. That's his problem.
I have built in a relationship I have with my father. I already know some things I don't be talking about.
That ain't his strong point.
I don't be calling trying to get no advice.
That's, if you remember, it was that break situation. It was the speedometer. Me and you had just happened to be on the phone, and you had said something about it to me. And I said to you, hey, that ain't my strong suit. Let me call John. And then I called John and I called you back, and then y'all met at my house. That was the first time you met John. Right there in my yard.
He was like, I think I know what it is, but I ain't really sure. So
I don't know. I'm handy with certain things when it comes to a car, but that was above my pay grade. Let me call my boy. And that's how I introduce you to him. But you got guys out here, men are like this, where they want to be everything to the women that they deal with. They sisters, they mama, they aunties, whoever the woman is in their life, when you come to them with a problem, they want to have an answer. Instead of them saying, I don't know. There's certain shit.
I'm learning that lesson myself. Sometimes you don't have all the answers. Sometimes you need help.
The scriptures say two is always better than one. And you got to have that mentality. And my cousin Milk said something, because him and Ali, we be doing these conference calls. So Milt asked the question, well, if your girl says this, what do you do? Like, I want to get an idea how y'all respond to it. I was like, what I said to him, I was like, obviously, y'all don't listen to my podcast, because I've done a podcast on this numerous times. You would be a fool if your girl got an expertise that you don't have, not to listen to what she telling you. You would be dumb. Your girl got a skill that you don't have, and if she try to tell you to do something and you don't listen to it because you want to be the man and she the woman kind of attitude, and you ignoring what she's saying, you dumb. And he was kind of surprised that I said that to him. I said, y'all don't know me like you think you know me. I said, which is surprising to me. I've been doing this podcast how many years now? 15, 20? What are we talking about? 15 years? What the fuck? Like y'all ain't watched not one of my podcasts all the way through. And that's why y'all think what you think about me, which ain't nowhere near what I think. I'm like, oh, I got 1,000 fucking videos. Just watch one every now and then. And then maybe you might get a different impression of me, and I may say some surprising things to you. But yeah, whoever's in your life, whether it's your girl, your home girl, your sister, your friend, your mama, whoever, we all got different experiences, and they may have ran across something you never knew. Like with Joy with the laundry thing. Me and Joy just happened to be talking one day, and I was telling her the problem I had with going to the laundromat. And she was like, well, why don't you look for one of them apps that they do laundry service? I said, huh? They got apps like that? And she was like, they got apps for everything now. She was like, I don't use it, but I'm sure they do, based on her life experience. So what did I do? It's just like Uber. So I found the app, and it's cheaper for me to use the app than it is for me to go to the laundromat.
Yeah, because then you don't have to Uber and all that kind of stuff.
Right. What I was doing, I had to Uber to the laundromat. That's $10, $15. One way. That's $30. $30 right there. Plus whatever it costs to wash the clothes.
Yeah.
And the time and labor involved in washing my clothes. Now, when I get ready to wash my clothes, I order it on the app, just like Uber Eats. I set the clothes outside my door. They pick it up. Like if I do it today, they'll pick it up by 8 p.m. and they'll drop it off the next day by 8 p.m. When they bring it back, it's all folded up. It's nice and neat, smelling good. All I got to do is hang it up or put it in my drawers. That was a life changer for me. Because physically, I'm limited to things. It's hard for me to do now. You know? Right. So being able to do that kind of thing, that changed my life. Like I was saying earlier today on the podcast here, I was saying for people who are like Gabby. Gabby was working 7 days a week. And she's a single mother. And she was complaining some days about, well, I got to go home and wash clothes. I'm like, why don't you use the app? It's going to save, it may cost you a little bit more money to use the app, but it's going to save you. Right. You ain't got to do nothing. And it's going to free you up. To me, getting your time back would be more important than spending an extra $5 or $10. I'm like, you're going to spend $5 or $10 somewhere anyway. And then I said to her, you can't see it right now because I'm introducing a new concept into your life, into your way of thinking. You're not going to be able to see it. Just try it. Because, see, people don't understand. They think information is knowledge. Information is just information. It could be good information. It could be bad information. But information doesn't become knowledge until you start putting experiences with that information. And then it becomes knowledge, or it can be knowledge. So I said, just try it, baby. Try it one month. I even offered to pay her. I said, look, I'm gonna give you, when you use my code, you're gonna get a discount on your clothes. So they give you $10 off your first load, and I'll give you $20. Just try it. See how it works for you. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But try it.
Right.
She never did. Hard-headed. But that's what I mean about being adaptable. Hard-headed. But I've seen it, and it's hard when you see young people. I'm like, you too young. Gabby was 24 years old, about to be 25. She right behind Dream. She's in between Dream and Imagine. I'm like, you're too young to be stuck in your ways. You ain't did nothing yet. You've done nothing. But I had to remember something I learned from somebody. Women typically pattern themselves after the men that they're around. Especially if you're in a relationship with a man. But whether, I'm sure the way I do things, you've learned things over the years. The way I do things, you started doing them that way. Certain things I say, I'm sure you say them the same way. You learn things from me, just being around me. And when you see a woman doing goofy ass shit like she was doing, and then I met her boyfriend who was goofy as shit, I'm like, there you go, right there. I see where you get shit from. You move like he moves. You moving just like him. Same thing with Tasty Case. I'm like, your husband was goofy, your daddy goofy. You do things like they do. So when I was telling her, no, do it this way, she's struggling with it. Oh, I ain't never heard that before. I know you haven't, which is why you're having problems. Because if what you were doing was working, I wouldn't have to say that. She kept locking she had a habit of locking her keys in the car. That's how I met her. I went outside one night, 2:00 in the morning, to smoke a cigarette. She was stranded in the parking lot. That's how I met her. So anyway, but in that year me and her were together, she must have locked herself out maybe 3 or 4 times. And each time she did it, it was $100 to $200 for the locksmith to come unlock her. What did I say to her? What was my solution? Go down to Walmart, put your car key in the machine, and get a copy of your key mate. And leave it here. Leave it here with me. Just in case. Because 3 or 4 times that she locked herself out, she was right here in this parking lot. 3 or 4 times. I'm like, don't you get tired of it? Like, you done kicked out $1,000 at least to get back in your car. When you could have spent $20 to get a copy of your key, baby. Yeah, but that key ain't gonna crank the car up. I know that. I'm just trying to get you back inside. Not right. She never would do it. I said, okay. I'm not gonna argue with you. I made a suggestion. You ain't see it. You couldn't see it. She wasn't adaptable. Okay, no problem. You know, when you buy a used car, it ain't like when you buy a new car. When you buy a new car, they give you 2 to 3 sets of keys. Usually it's 3. Well, back then it used to be 3. Sometimes it's 4 now. They'll give you 2 key fobs and they'll give you that valet key. Right. But when you buy a used car, they may not have all of that. I told her, I said, babe, all you got to do is go down to the Chevy dealership, which we got here. Go to the parts supply and give them your VIN number. But listen, we're 10 minutes away from the Chevy dealership. 10 minutes. 10 minutes away. We can go right there, let them cut you a key for $20. It ain't going to be the fob, but you got a backup key to get in your trunk, get in your car. She would not do it. She always was busy. She always had something else to do. I said, okay. Then she locked herself out again. I said it to her again. Let's do it right now. Let's not wait. Let's just go ahead and do it. Because if you put it off the next week is never going to come. And it never did. It never did. But and I hope everybody listening, these stories I'm sharing makes sense. You got to learn how to hack your life and eliminate waste. Because that $1,000 here, $500 there, that shit adds up, y'all. And then when somebody tells you to put some money somewhere that can make you some money, you ain't never got it. Exactly. You ain't got $100. My barber, I told her last month, young girl who cuts my hair. I told her last month about her and this other girl. I said, if y'all want to make some money, take $50 that I'm going to pay you for this haircut. Take that money right now today and buy stock on either BE, which is Bloom Energy, or Silver. Bloom Energy went up 30% last month. I even told her, I said, if it was me, I would put $100 on. $100 right now, today, this very moment, do it now. $100 on Bloom Energy. Bloom Energy, and let's see if I can still see it. It may have reset already, but let's see if I can see it. Bloom Energy was 30% month to date last time I. Hold on, let's see. Let's see. Hell, they up to date. But I gave him a whole list to stop. My cousin told my cousin the same shit because he was asking me about stocks. And then when he talked to me about it, he did the opposite of what I told him to do. I said, man, didn't I tell you to do this, this, and this? Yeah, but I wanted to do. Why did you even ask me about it? If you was going to do what you wanted to do, why ask me? You just wasting my time. I don't like wasting my time, and I'm giving out free advice. If she had put $100 on Bloom Energy, she would have made $30. I'm gonna ask her when I go in there. Hold on. There go Bloom Energy. Let's look at it. Month to date. No, I can't see it. It already set. It's up 6% for the week. So just this week, it's up 6%. But 30% last month. I have to look at Robinhood. I don't feel like pulling up Robinhood. But $100, you would have made 100. You would have made 130. You would have made $30 right up just instant. in less than a month. She didn't listen. And I've been talking about Bloom Energy all year on this podcast all year. I don't know how many people have done it. Silver, gold, Bloom Energy. Exxon, Chevron, BP, which is British Petroleum. I got a whole list of stocks I've been pushing. This war in Iran has been good for gas stocks. People complaining about gas prices. Because you ain't, I told my cousins this. I'm like, you should be happy the war is going on because all of the gas price stocks have gone up. They've gone up. So you would be making whatever money you lose in filling up your gas tank, you would be making a profit on your stocks. But because you ain't investing no money, you won't, they're not adaptable. They want to keep doing it the way they always been doing it. Put their money in a savings account. I'm like, that's an old way of doing things. If you put money in a savings account, you might as well just be throwing money out the window or setting it on fire. Even if you got a high yield savings account, the highest yield savings account for regular people is like 4% for the year. For the year. And your money's tied up for a year.
Yeah.
What did I just say? For this week, Bloom Energy is 6% for this week. So you would be better. I told everybody around tax time. I told somebody, I can't remember who I was talking to. They told me how much money they got back. I said, all right, take $1,000. If I were you, I would take $1,000. Immediately, I would put $500 in silver. I would put another $200 or $300 in gold. And now you're gonna have what that's $700. Now you got $300 left. I got a list of other stocks you could put. You could spread it out. I said this back in January. I know one person who did that exactly as I said, do it. And they hit me up and was like, yo, V, I made some money. That was Tamisha. Because me and Tamisha made money during Trump's first administration on Bitcoin. We made a killing on Bitcoin. When Bitcoin is down, now is a good time to buy Bitcoin because you're buying it on a discount. So Bitcoin is down right now. Buy it right now while it's cheap. It's gonna go back up. And all you gotta do is do $5 here, $10 there.
Yeah.
That's what I've been telling people. But you got people because they're not able to adapt and make an adjustment. They just keep doing it. And then those are the ones that's complaining. Oh, these gas prices. These gas prices. Oh, you don't know because you don't drive no more. I'm like, you think I'm unaware of what gas costs because I don't drive? I see gas stations all the time. I go to 7-Eleven. I see what gas costs. But that's the adaptability. I don't understand these people, man. I don't understand them. You take a gallon of gas, right? So you up $1 more than what you were paying before. So if you fill up your gas tank, the average gas tank is about 15 gallons. So that's $15 if you're filling up. Most of these people ain't even filling up. But let's say you're filling up, right? So you paid $15 more. What did I tell the girl? If you had put $100 on the Bloom Energy last month, that would have covered your gas and then some. You would have made $30 in profit. That covers the gas and then some. Then you ain't got to worry about gas. If you had put $1,000 on it, you would have made what, $300?
Right. You would $15.
Know what I'm saying? And then you take that $300, and that's the other trip. Y'all listen to this. Young men, don't spend the money that you make, reinvest it. The $300 profit, reinvest it.
This is $15 in your car, but you go to Starbucks twice a week, that's the same $15.
Hello? McDonald's, Starbucks, something stupid. You ain't going nowhere. No restaurant for less than $15.
Yeah, you just
Nowhere. Chick-fil-A, Five Guys, hell, that's $20, $30. Just for you. Because I said to somebody, I had went to, where did I go? Young dude was my Uber driver a couple of weeks ago. I went to Golden Corral. And he was like, yeah, I wish I could afford to do that. And he said, I said, well, where you go? And he was like, oh, I just go to regular places, you know, Taco Bell. And this. I said, well, how much you spend? That's what I said. I said, how much you spend at Taco Bell or Burger King, I think. And he was like about $15. I said, how much you think I'm spending in Golden Corral? My Golden Corral is $19 for dinner. $19. So all you're doing is spending $4 more. You telling me you ain't got $4? That's what I'm saying. So, oh, I never thought about it like that.
Person detected at front door.
But that's that adaptability. I'm going to beat it into these young men's head. Adaptability. You got to make the adjustment. And the adaptability is hacking your life and just thinking about things differently. I ain't even talking about spending more money, spending the same amount of money, just do it differently. Like I was telling Holiday, I said, baby, you need a credit card. Nah. When somebody said to me recently, oh, I don't believe in credit card. I like paying for things in cash. I said, great. Whatever you going to pay in cash, put it on your credit card. And the very next day, pay off the credit card. That's the same thing. I said, but do you know what's different, though? And that's exactly what I said to him. I said, and you're building your credit. Oh, I ain't never think about it like that, which is why you have bad credit. In order to get good credit, you have to use it. And you get points, you get rewards, you get bonuses, you get discounts, you get extra like opportunities. Like I think I was talking to somebody who was a sneakerhead. I said, but you're not even a member of the Nike store. They like, why should I? I said, because if you're a member of the Nike store, you get access to things before it comes out. And they was like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm like, I know you didn't know. This is why I'm telling you. You need a credit card. You need to start joining. Like even with my Uber One. My Uber One is free. Oh, how you get it for free? Because it's one of my bonuses on one of my credit cards. Whatever the little $10 a month that it costs, I get it for free through my credit card. Like, by you not using your credit card, you're spending money unnecessarily. So not only do I get the cash back, I get the rewards, and I get points. I'm getting this membership for free. What was it? Also with what was that hotel I like going to? AC Hotel, the Aloft Hotel. I get membership with them for free just for having my Capital One Quicksilver card. Just for having that specific card. I know Anton Daniels talks about it. Certain cards you get when you go into the airport. You get to go into the certain what do they call them? The lounges.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's like, I only got this card just so I can go in that lounge.
Yep.
But you got people that, because they stuck in the old way of doing things, they only wanted, oh, I'm just gonna pay cash for it. But you're missing out on stuff. This is how the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor.
Yep.
Matter of fact, y'all poor people are paying for the rich people's bonuses because you're not taking advantage of it. I'm getting the advantages. You're paying for it. My Amazon Prime is free. My Walmart Plus is free. I like all of these little programs I got. I get most of them for free. But I was telling Holiday, I'm like, babe, you always be short on money at the end of every month. But I'm showing you, telling you little things here and there on how you can put money back in your pocket. It was what did I tell her recently? It's one of the meat companies. They ship the meat to you. Good Chopper or somebody, Butcher Block, one of them. I know they gave you free shipping when you used a certain card. Right. So she was trying to rush out of here one day to go to some meat place up there off of Brookshire. And I'm telling her, like, this place will deliver it to you. You can shop in your comfort. You ain't got to rush out of here to go run up to no place and hope they have what you want. And it'll be free for you. I'm like, matter of fact, I'll put it on my card. Just give me the money. Gas, same thing with gas. I'm like, I get with our Walmart cards, even though it used to be Capital One, but now I think they switched it over to another company. But at that time, I was getting 10 cents off a gallon when you go to Murphy's. Hell, you could get 10 cents off a gallon just by getting a prepaid gift card inside of Walmart.
And
use it at the pump. Since all of these people who complaining about gas, they ain't a member of none of them rewards programs. You got all kind of apps that give you 5 cents off, 10 cents off per gallon. They not doing none of that shit. So why you complaining about gas? And then you ain't getting your oil change regularly. You ain't maintaining your car. You ain't checking your tire pressure. I had to teach Tasty Cakes that. One day we was driving somewhere. I was like, stop right here by this tire place. And I had to do check the tire pressure. And she was like, well, I didn't know they would do that for free. I said, yeah, let them do it. What are you doing? Oh, I usually let my daddy do it. So you got to drive an hour away to Forest City to let your father check your tire pressure. When you got all of these tire places around here that you driving by every day, pull into one, let them check your tire pressure for free. Like, I don't understand it. Like, what do y'all drive fast in a rush to get nowhere?
Person detected at front door.
Like, where are you rushing to? You got all of these places that you never stop by. And then when you get in a jam, you want to call me, you know, somebody to do brakes, you know, somebody to do this, do that. Like, stop places. And most of these tire shops, they got a guy in there to do brakes.
Yep.
Most of them.
Great alternator, all that.
And I had to tell my stepfather this recently because he asked me about my sister. He was trying to get in touch with John. And I was like, well, John ain't even my brake guy. I got another guy who does my brakes on Freedom at Ford's Tires. And he was like, well, I didn't know that. I was like, I know you don't know, which is why you're calling me. You can get brakes done anywhere. I said, all you got to do, I said, matter of fact, tell Ebony to call me and I'll give her the information directly. But they don't like talking to me, but they want to benefit from my information.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you can't stand talking to me. But you're getting my information from somebody else. Why don't you just call me directly? Because I'm going to tell you, go ahead and buy the brakes now. Buy your pads now. Just go to AutoZone, go ahead and get them. That way, when you find somebody that can do your brakes, you already got the parts. Everybody who do brakes usually charge $50 an axle. $25 a wheel, $50 an axle, $100 for the whole car. That's everywhere.
These niggas now want 150 for the front and 150 for the back. I'm like, nah,
Well, it's inflation. I can see that. But, you know, but if you got a good guy, if you got a guy you've been dealing with for a long time, you know he do a good job, I don't mind paying him a little bit. Because I was tipping them guys anyway. I always paid John, well, I tried to anyway, to pay him more than he asked. So if John asked for 100, I give him 150.
Yeah.
Just to keep him good. Because I remember one time I paid John $100 extra. He had to replace a hose on my engine or whatever. And he came to me. So I gave him $100 extra, and it was in the wintertime too. And he was like, no, you gave me too much. I said, no, I didn't. I said, John, I appreciate you. Because what if I had to pay a tow truck to tow me home so you could do it? I'd rather give the money to you.
Right.
So I do my little break guys like that, you know, give them extra. I could give them extra $50. So I could do that. Same thing with my barber. I know my bar, like I'm just, in my mind, I'm going to spend $50 for a haircut. So even when they charge me $40, I throw them a $10 tip. I'm going to balance it to 50 no matter what.
Right.
Because I know one guy, this little Asian guy, I think he didn't know how much to charge. He charged me $25. I was like, really? I gave him a $25 tip. And he was like, whoa, I ain't never had a tip that big. He just started cutting. I was like, yeah, man. I said, normally down here, they normally charge me $40 to $50. I said, you did a good job. I'm giving you $50, even though you're only charging me $25. I want to keep you in business. It's the slow Tuesday, because that's when I usually come. I come on slow days. And, you know, he was like, man, I needed it. I'm like, good. I know you did. But I don't like people who they just want to charge me 50 off the rip. No, let me tip you. Especially in today's world with tips of you ain't got to pay no tax on tips. Shit. You better take that. But But that's the waste in your life. That's being adaptable. I always try to look from people. What can I learn from somebody, or what can I learn new every day? You know, they used to say try to learn something new every day. You know, but you may not always be able to do that. But at least every week, I want to make something like a significant adjustment, some kind of way. What am I doing differently? You know what I mean? But I talk to so many people who just, and that'd be my first thing when I'm doing like private coachings. That'd be my first question. What's the last time you made an adjustment? Oh, let me think. I'm like, wait, damn, you got to go back that far? You got to go back that far? Right. You got to go back that damn far. And I be getting into good conversations with people. Like I told you about the girl that told me about the restaurant where they grow their own cattle, and you never know what people know. And I told her, I'm like, yo, I've been out here almost 2 years. You're the first person that even said anything remotely close about that. Oh shit. Damn. Damn table just collapsed. Fuck. Yeah, this table that Sunday got to put together for me, it's just falling apart. He didn't, hard-headed ass son, he didn't put all of the screws in it. Oh no, sometimes dad, they give you extra screws. Son, I've been buying furniture all my life. I've never seen that. They may give you one or two extra, but they ain't giving you a whole bag of extra screws. So anyway, when I move out of here, they're gonna get me new furniture anyway. So I'm not even worried about this table. I I like this table because the top of it comes off and I can pull it close to myself. That's why I bought this table. And it would have took me forever to put it together. Like this table behind my head, that shit took me damn near 4 hours to put this damn thing together. It was 1,000 screws. But I did it. I did it. But this table, I'm like, all right. So he came down here. Him and Imagine was down here that day he put it together. Imagine was going to do it, but he decided to do it. So anyway, no, dude. Yeah, they give you extra screws. No, they don't, son. Now I can't see all of the holes where the screws go no more. So I don't even know what he did with that bag of screws. So I'm not even worried about it. I'm just gonna throw this coffee table out. You know what I should have did? You know the TV stand that I bought for that room? Yeah. I didn't just screw it together. I started to buy a coffee table like that. But when I saw this table, I liked the fact that I could open up that and pull it to myself, you know. But I should have bought the original one where I could just screw it together. I know next time. Because I got a TV stand like the one that's in your house. And this table, this stand behind my head is the same way. And my TV stand in my bedroom is the same way, the twist and turn. I like that shit. But I should have stuck with it. But he didn't listen. But now the table all of a sudden is just falling apart. Now I don't know if them termites had something to do with it or what, but anyway, they giving me new fucking furniture when I get out of here. So I'll be happy when I move. And like I said, my man was here today, and he stops, but he calls me like every other day and check on me. He's my what they call a peer support advocate. So he check on me, make sure if I need help with certain things, he got resources. They do certain things for me. Like I love him, man. Bobby is the shit. Bobby is the shit. Because, before I need certain things and people will tell you, oh, no, you just go to that place and then you go to that place. No. Here's where you really need to be. And they just bounce you around from place to place, And that's what I went through for years. So now having a resource that I can, hey, I need to know how to do this thing. Like I got to take my landlord to court from those time I had the termite issue and I had to live through it. I need to take them to small claims court. So they got a resource for a lawyer for me. Yeah, but I'm not going to do that until I move to Charlotte. Because I don't want them to retaliate on me while I'm still living here. Because they will. I want to be out of here before I take them to court. And I hope to get at least 2 months of rent out of their ass. Because that shit was a fucking nightmare. Them fucking termites was eating me alive. And I couldn't cook in here because they was swarming. They was all over the place. Oh yeah, it was crazy. But I also like the fact that Bobby will come by and stop by. I like people putting their eyes on me because y'all can see things that I can't see. Like with Holiday, Gabby had came here and she was supposed to have cleaned my bathroom and my floor. She claimed my floors didn't need to be clean. They was already clean. When Holiday got here, Holiday went the fuck off. Because Holiday was like, I ain't never seen your floors dirty like this. And then I couldn't see it. Because the floors is like the same color as your floors in the kitchen. Same color floor. So I can't see it. There's no contrast. So Holiday seen it right away. And then Holiday went into the bathroom and was like, I thought you told me that girl was cleaned your bathroom today. I was like, yeah. She was like, that girl ain't cleaned your bathroom in about a month. And she's like, I done been here enough. She's like, Holiday done been here about here a dozen times. She was like, I know how you keep your house. She was like, you were doing a better job by yourself before you got her.
From your calendar, take evening pill pack medications. Starts tomorrow at 6 p.m.
So Holiday went the fuck off. She went, and then the girl tried to play tough the next day. I said to her, I'm like, you better be lucky. Imagine wasn't the one that came down. Oh, I ain't worried about that. Oh, okay. Keep running your mouth. Like, I love people who try to play tough. Like, imagine really telling her, my daughter really whoops ass. She got a criminal record, like, for whooping ass. She has no problem just whooping your ass and going to jail. That's what she will do. She moved to Raleigh, by the way. Yep. She had just started working for this company in Concord Mills called Miss A. And it's kind of like Sephora. Okay. And anyway, she had just started that job, but her girlfriend was living in Raleigh. And I said to Imagine, because I wanted her to get away from Arby. You know I didn't like Arby. So I had said to her, Imagine, why don't you go up to Raleigh with your girl, And she's like, nah, Dad, I just started this new job and this. I said, Imagine, you're young. Go make your mistakes now. Live other places. Try new things. And I guess she thought about what I said. Now she's up there. And I said, you can get a job anywhere. You can work anywhere. Don't let a job lock you down and then you burn. Right, you burn 10, 20 years of your life and you won't have regrets. Like a lot of these women in their 40s now, They regretting things because they never lived nowhere. They never did nothing. They never been on vacation. They don't know their own state.
Exactly.
They ain't never been to the beach. And I don't count Myrtle Beach as the beach.
Yeah. No.
You got people in Charlotte. I don't like Myrtle Beach.
I like South Myrtle. I don't like regular Myrtle Beach, but North Myrtle where everybody's going.
Mhm.
Like South Side, way down. Yeah. I'll be down there.
Are you going to the beach this year?
And you know,
Well, I'll be going with you.
yeah, I want to go for my birthday. I want to go to
Island Palm.
you know, we went to go to Island Palm.
Wilmington?
Yeah, that's what my school is. That makes it nice.
Yeah. Just want to be close to your father. You want to stop by and see him?
I mean, I'm not gonna keep my head in, but I'll be like, I'm going to stay.
Okay.
Like, I think I'm gonna go the day before my birthday and come next day after my birthday.
What day of the week is your birthday on?
I will say my birthday.
I could have did it. Hold on, I got it. Hold on.
I want to stay on Wednesday. Get on Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay.
I might go. Yeah, go Tuesday and come back Thursday.
Okay. I could do that.
Like when I went last year for my cousin's wedding, the hotel that I stayed in was like 10 minutes from the beach. It was real nice. And there was so much stuff around it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like shopping, you know, restaurants,
Right.
activities. I was like, yeah. Like, I was chill. Oh,
I could do that. I'll do that with you. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll just not go to Dallas. It's that Wednesday. And that'll give me that Tuesday, Wednesday. And I wouldn't have to be back until Friday.
Okay.
So I would be free from Monday until Friday, basically. Yeah, I could do that. I could definitely do that.
Yeah. But because like even when I went, that was my plan. But like I got about 30 minutes outside of real estate by the break. I was like, dude, I had my food on and everything. Like I was great. So I was like, I'm gonna go to the beach. Then I'm gonna go to the hotel and check in. And you know, yeah, that was the day before the wedding. I was like, I ain't really got to see nobody to the month. Well, I said, home by myself.
And I'll make sure I got some money set to the side just for that. And see, y'all listening to this, right? You see how adaptable I am? You see how quick we planned a vacation? It ain't got to be no long, drawn-out thing, y'all. Just a couple of days. Get out of town.
Right. Yeah, because the pool is fantastic.
Right.
But yeah, over there. Oh, this stuff fine. So yeah, that's what I'll be saying.
I'm going to have to get my kids to... I got my kids that live across the parking lot. I'm going to get them to throw this table out. Slowly but surely, I'm going to start taking it apart. So that way this weekend they can get it up out of here. You're looking at it right now. I'll show you. Let me show you this shit. You're looking at me, right? Yeah, you see? You see the table?
Yeah. Yeah, really?
Yeah, it just collapsed. Just right here while we was talking, it just collapsed. So I wasn't even touching it. I ain't put nothing on it. It just fell apart. Brand new table. I like the table, but it served its purpose. I got my money out of it. I think I got it on a flat sale for like $30, $25. It was $25. It took forever to get delivered. It took like a month to get here, but it was only $25. It was like half price.
Okay.
But it ain't worth me. It ain't worth the aggravation, me trying to fiddle with it. And They're gonna buy me a new one. I ain't gotta pay for it. So fuck it. And if I don't use the money, I don't get it back. So I gotta spend the money.
Okay.
Yeah, it's whatever this little program my insurance qualified me for. Oh, also, y'all, I know y'all, those of y'all who watch YouTube, a lot of YouTubers, they always tell you about Chapter, call Chapter. Now, if y'all know somebody that's on Medicare, please have them call Chapter, because that's how I got my insurance. And my insurance that I have is through Man, and I get so many added benefits for Chapter. There may be a link in my description for Chapter too. If not, leave me a comment and I'll give my link out. But definitely call Chapter to get the extra benefits, because that's one of them benefits that I got. This program that I didn't even know about. Yeah. And sometimes the programs they overlap. You know, like I got everybody gives me free transportation to doctors and shit. But I remember one time during Trump's first administration, when I was living in Indian Trail, my insurance was paying for my Ubers to go from Indian Trail to Charlotte every other day. Now, when Biden came in, I lost that benefit, because that's what the Democrats do. They cut out your benefits on the low. But then I got some of them back when Trump got back in office. But if y'all don't make phone calls, even with your regular insurance, you'll never know. Call your regular insurance, make it a habit. Here it is, being adaptable. Once a year, call your regular insurance company. There's an 800 number on the back of your insurance. And call them and ask, do they have a better plan? They're not going to do it automatically for you. Same thing with your cell phone. Well, today, I mean, it's different in today's world with cell phones, but like I've been on the same plan for like a decade. So my plan is what it is. I got unlimited everything. But if you ain't got an unlimited everything plan, I don't know what the hell you're doing with your life. Like I be talking to people, like Imagine was telling me, I think she was paying like almost $200 for her phone plan. And I'm like, why? Tasty cakes were her Spectrum plan. I didn't even know why she was even paying for Wi-Fi when she was living here. I'm like, why are you paying for Wi-Fi in your empty ass apartment? She was paying like $140 a month for her Spectrum bill. My Spectrum bill right now is $40 a month. And I got everything. I don't need cable, because I watch everything on the internet. So she didn't even have a TV. I'm like, why are you paying for all of that extra shit that you don't use?
Yeah, no, all I got is
So that saved her $100, $140 a month. Again, eliminate the waste out of your life. Especially if you've been with these companies for long periods of time, make a phone call and just say, do y'all have a better plan? Or do you have other plans that I may not be a promotional plan? You know, whatever. Cell phone, cable company, car insurance. Because I even asked her that when she locked herself out of her car. I'm like, why don't you have roadside assistance? They give that shit away for free. Oh, I thought you had to pay extra for that. You probably have it and don't know it. Call your insurance. She never did. A lot of times your bank account, I know my bank, they give me free roadside assistance when I have my BMW.
Mm-hmm.
It was free roadside. It wasn't AAA, but it's better than paying $200 to get your car unlocked.
Exactly.
You on the side of the road, you want somebody to change your tire. It's better than that. Because I was talking to some guy, man, he go, man, you can't change your own tire? Yeah, of course I can. But why if I don't have to? You got free roadside assistance. You're paying for it through either a lot of time these banks be having all kind of little programs. But if you don't sit down and talk with them when you go into the branch or when you call them and ask what benefits may I tell me about some benefits I may not be aware of kind of question, they be happy to tell you about that shit. That's their job. And
Exactly.
you'll be surprised. Oh, damn, I didn't know I had that. Or I didn't know, like I know with my bank, certain they got their all everybody got their own marketplace. Even Capital One has their marketplace. All of the credit cards. So instead of like buying Nike, in case y'all didn't know, I'm an Oz at the Air Max Queen. But anyway, you might get the Air Maxes $20 cheaper. 10% off a $200 pair of sneakers is $200. Like, why not? But then y'all the ones that complain about fucking gas. Save money somewhere else. Be adaptable. And again, I love having that Nike app. Even though I don't even buy sneakers like that, but sneakers, you might get them a month early. I did that. Uh-oh. I hung up on you. Hello?
Yeah.
I hung up on you.
Yeah.
My bad. But yeah, if you will be adaptable, y'all. Be adaptable and use the tools that you already have in your damn pocket. I buy cigarettes. I get like $1 cheaper. I get them $1 cheaper by just putting my phone number in the little 7-Eleven app. I go in 7-Eleven and I can count on my hands how many times people don't type in their phone number. And I got it talking to the girl one day. She was like, you get like 2 cents off on your gas per gallon just by typing in your phone number. She was like, I don't understand these people won't put in their phone number. I was like, but these the same people that complain about gas prices. Like what?
Like this chick, I could see a chick has a she has she's a yeah, ring camera.
Right. Right. Nothing nobody gonna steal from your ass. Right, right. I think sometimes people they be talking just to fucking talk. My neighbor got a Ring camera because I got one. And that's cool. But it's a bunch of people. I thought it was a 2-bedroom. I didn't realize the whole time their apartment is a 1-bedroom just like mine. I'm like, all of them is the mother, the grandmother, and she got 3 kids. They all living in a 1-bedroom apartment. I'm like, y'all on top of each other. All right. I'm cooking now, y'all. So I guess this done turned into a Chef V video too. So I'm gonna just throw something together real quick. I got these chicken breasts that I need to cook. So we gonna do it. We gonna do it big. Oh, here goes a life hack. What I've been buying lately, instead of buying a bag of onions, and my onions go bad because I don't cook that much, like it's only me. I buy the ready chopped onions. I get a bag of this onion. I think I get them for like $1 at Walmart. They already chopped. They be in my freezer and they last longer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get less onions, but they last longer. So that's how I hack my life. So anyway, I'm gonna saute this chicken. I don't know what else I'm cooking with it tonight, but I'm gonna saute these chicken breasts, probably some rice and gravy, and maybe some mashed potatoes and gravy and something. My usual. My usual. No, not rice. I'm gonna do the potatoes. Because I got this bag of potatoes and I don't want them to go bad. So I'm gonna chop them up and do mashed potatoes. Matter of fact, while I'm sitting here live streaming and talking to you, I'm gonna go ahead and peel the potatoes. While I'm doing that, as soon as I put this chicken on, because it's early and I'm gonna slow cook this chicken, but I need to get it going. Get it going. Boil, mine. But young men and you young women, y'all gotta learn how to cook. And I'll be giving y'all nice little simple recipes. A simple recipe: chicken breast, some onions. I'm going to use my garlic, my onion powder, salt and pepper. Just basic seasoning, Italian seasoning. And you know how many recipes that I can make from this one thing? And you'll impress a man. You'll be impressive to a woman. You ain't always got to take somebody out to eat. Say, hey, I'm cooking this weekend. Why don't you come over? That's a nice little date night.
For real.
And I always recommend one of your first dates should always be at somebody's house. And the reason I say that is because that's the way we used to do it. The first date was always at the family house. You got to come meet the family. And you get the inside look on how people live. Are they nasty? Are they clean? Are they organized? Right. What's their family environment like? You learn a lot by going to somebody's house. No, I ain't going. Y'all always thinking sexually. Oh, you just gonna try to fuck me. Look, I got news for you. If a man is trying to fuck you, he can do that anyway. A man can fuck you in the parking lot of a car. In a car. Like, ain't none of that got nothing to do with nothing. Hell. There we go. The onion powder, garlic, my basic seasoning, and a little Italian. Now, I don't add my salt and pepper until the end. That way you don't over season it. So I add that later. But I'm going to saute these onions a little bit. Get them going. Little oil, little onions. Real simple, young men. This ain't hard. You got to be a master chef. Get that going. That's going real easy. That's some bone. Yep. Now I got my frying pan on high because when I'm just like when you do steak, I do my steak and my chicken breast the same way. I like to put a sear on it in the beginning, and then I'm going to turn it down. Oh shit! Is that better? Oh, okay. Hold on. How about now? Okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put a little sear on it. So I got my pan on high right now to create that sear. It don't take very long. And then what I'm gonna do now, add a couple of minutes. I already seasoned one side of it. Now I gotta season the other side. Again, Italian seasoning, a little garlic. I like a lot of garlic. You don't say a little bit. I like garlic. Onion powder. And I'm gonna kick it up a notch. I'm gonna do a little bit of thyme. Always have time, but time. No time for a little kicker. Boom. Now I'm gonna turn my pan down. I'm gonna turn it down to low. Because I want that to cool that time. Smells so good. Now, the water from off the onions is also gonna be the base or for my roux or my gravy for later on. We'll come back to that. But I'm just gonna let that simmer on low for a while. I'm gonna take my monkey ass over here, back over to my chair, and I'm gonna peel these potatoes while we sitting here chit chat. I closed my front door because that damn sun is coming in. Shit. Yeah, much better. The way my apartment is situated this time of day, that sun comes right in here on me. And it'll get hot quick. But yeah, that's it, man. So it ain't hard, man. Cooking, you can multitask, ladies and gentlemen. Give you something to do. So I'm peeling my potatoes. Bag of potatoes is cheap. I think I paid $3 or $2.99.
Because I mentioned to somebody, I was like, look, it's not hard. If you say you can't, you just choose it not to try.
Right, but being adaptable. Peel your potatoes. I got
Person detected at front door.
peel my potatoes and I'm gonna turn these into mashed potatoes. This is a simple dish. You can make mashed potatoes with steak, with drumsticks, chicken breasts, lamb chops. And now you got how many recipes? from this one dish I'm teaching y'all. One dish.
Person detected at front door.
I gotta adjust that damn camera. I get tired of hearing that all the time. I got my doorbell camera hooked up to my Alexa. So when somebody walks past it, it notifies me. My man was here earlier. He was like, yo, I ain't never seen that before. I'm like, yeah, it's simple. Follow my podcast. I love Echo Dot. I don't understand people that don't be having Echo Dots. It makes my life so much easier. Alexa, no, computer, what is the temperature outside?
It's 83 degrees right now. Today's high was 86, and tomorrow's forecast shows 88 degrees.
88 tomorrow. But because I can't see y'all, it helps me being able to just verbally ask for information. So I love Alexa Dot. But even with my alarms, I can set an alarm. Alexa, oh, excuse, damn it. Computer, add to my calendar for 3 p.m. tomorrow, Alonda is coming by.
Got it.
Set a reminder.
I've added Alonda is coming by for tomorrow at 3 p.m. Just so you know, you've got take late afternoon pill pack medication scheduled at the same time. Let me know if you need to make any changes.
No, that's fine. I love Alexa. It's like having an assistant.
Sounds good.
And a lot of people don't know Alexa can do all of this shit. I can turn my TV, turn the channels, find movies. I love, it's like having, it is AI. It is AI. Computer. Shopping list.
Your shopping list has 3 items:
See?
root beer, bread, and sugar.
Love it. And it all works with my Google shit. It shows up on my calendar, gives me reminders. It makes my life so easy. People don't use their tools, man. We in the future, I remember growing up, watching the Jetsons and all of that futuristic stuff we wish we had. We're living in that time now. We're in that time. And people don't use the tools. They do not use their tools. All of my stuff works together. I could preheat my oven using my Alexa. I can set a timer on my oven with my Alexa. All kind of shit. My air purifier works with my Alexa. Like everything is Alexa compatible.
Yep.
I think that was you that time. But yeah, oh, I know making mashed potatoes is simple and ain't all make things well. So a lot of these dishes I be making are very easy. So I just finished peeling my potatoes. You gotta speak up. I can barely hear you. You still sound women, it may be me. Hold on, let me make sure. Can I say something? You're real low. Your volume is super low. Yeah, I got you on speaker, but it sounds like your Bluetooth or your speaker ain't on no more. Hello? That sounds better. Say it again. Yeah, that's better.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, sorry, cooking don't have to be an all day thing.
No, not at all. All I did around lunchtime, I took that pack of chicken out, that pack of chicken breast out the freezer, threw it in the sink to thaw out, and now it's on the stove. For these people who don't know how to cook. This ain't hard. And once you learn how to cook one thing, you'll be surprised at how similar things are, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you just step on them.
Right, stacking. Good word. So anyway, I put my potatoes in the sink. I'm just cleaning them off. Let them sit there for a minute before I put them in the pot. And then I'm gonna boil them to make them soft. And then I'm gonna mash them. Just like it sounds. Yeah, that's exactly what it says. That's exactly. Oh, also, ladies and gentlemen, get in the habit of keeping you a box of powdered mashed potatoes in your house. It comes in handy for so many things. Like if you're making a meatloaf, I like to use powdered mashed potatoes in my meatloaf. But anything, huh?
Instead of breadcrumbs?
Yeah, instead of breadcrumbs.
Okay.
And certain things like you want to basically it becomes a thickening agent. Even when you're making gravies, you could use the powdered mashed potatoes instead of flour. Yeah, I learned that trick from some old lady. She was telling me about it. Matter of fact, since I've been down here, I went to this lady next door and I was trying to borrow some flour. And she was like, "What you making?" I was like, "I was trying to make a gravy." And she was like, "Do you have any powdered mashed potatoes?" I was like, "Yeah, actually I do." She said, "You know you could use that, right?" I was like, "No, I didn't." And I tried it and it came out real good.
Oh, that's what's up.
Because normally I have flour and cornstarch, but because I just had moved in here, I didn't have none of that stuff. You know. But you know,
It's cornstarch.
because it's one of them things that you buy one time and like how often do you buy cornstarch?
That's what they had about cornstarch here.
That's my point. It lasts forever. One little box, you know. You're only using a little tiny teaspoon of it, you know.
Yep.
But
Well, and when I ran out of bank account, did he anything else?
in young men, that's why it's good to talk to women, because there's just certain things you should have in your house. You're not going to always learn those things by talking to men. Probably none of those things by talking to men, but talking to women. You just getting your first place or moving into a place. Get to a woman to go through that and what kind of seasonings you need, baking powder, cornstarch, things, little things, odds and ends you probably as a man wouldn't think about. But women they rattle that shit off. Oh, you need this. Talk to your women. Be adaptable.
They think of everything. Can't tell me nothing.
Yeah, then they won't be honest about stuff they don't know. Just be honest. Hey, I don't know everything. I can learn from this person. I like the way they do certain things. Let me ask them about it. It's all good. Oh yeah, they also giving me my next place is gonna be a 2-bedroom, so that'll be wonderful. It'll be a 2-bedroom when I move to Charlotte. I love that. I have a little bit more space because I don't have space for nothing. I don't have a lot of stuff, but it can add up real quickly.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm thinking of it.
Kitchen supplies, and I'm a kitchen gadget guy. I love kitchen gadgets. Fellas, you got to know what kind of kitchen gadgets you need. Gotta know.
And sometimes with that stuff, like you don't know you need it.
It's right. Like an apple slicer. Oh, that's a must-have appliance. I love them things. But if you're not a baker, you don't do like apple pies and peach cobblers like I do, you'll never know you needed that.
I was thinking about doing an apple crisp the other day. I was like, some vanilla ice cream.
I thought about that last year. Imagine wanted me to make a peach cobbler, and I was at her house, and she didn't have an apple. I was like, "Where your apple slice at?" She's like, "My what?" I'm like, "Oh, I got to get you one. It's only like $3 or $4. It's one of them things you just don't know you need, like you said, until you use it." Or an apple corer. I love an apple corer. Get rid of that core in the middle of the apple or the pear. That saves so much time. It makes your presentation better.
Yep.
But yeah, your girl ain't speaking to me no. I'm like, okay, we back on that. But at some point, you got to realize it's you. Especially when you got a fiance that walks out of your house, never to be seen again, a month before you're supposed to get married.
Yeah, that's wild. That is wild.
But a lot of time with these women our age, they're looking for somebody to come in and rescue them. And those bills are piling up over there at her father's house. She still can't get the house at her name. You know,
Oh,
like, so the house is in a dead man's name. So therefore, she can't put it in her name. She can't get it refinanced. She can't take out a home equity loan. She can't get the roof fixed, the windows fixed, the HVAC, plumbing, all of that shit. She got to pay out of pocket. That is expensive. So then she wanted a man to come in there and pay all of that shit. A man is like, why the hell would I do that? Why would I pay it for another man's bullshit?
why would I leave this situation straight?
To come in here and pay a bunch of bills. Like, it ain't like you started from, like when me and Tangi moved, when I moved in with Tangi, we were moving in there at the same time. And we basically were starting from scratch. But with Shauna, moving in with her, you starting in the negative. You got to dig out of the hole coming in the door. That ain't nobody wants to do that. Then I dig you out of the hole and you want some, this my house shit. Wait a minute, you was in the hole when I got here. You know? So I'm pretty sure the guy, men of cost benefit calculators, he started looking around and adding shit up. Like, oh, fuck no. Why would I do this? Uh-oh. Hold on. Somebody call me. Hello? 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 Yo, who this? Oh! Oh, look, y'all, we got TJ on the phone. What up? You got a new phone? Oh, I got a new phone. So your number is in my own phone. It ain't in this new phone. Damn. I gotta save your number. How you been, man? That is what's up. Everybody, y'all that's listening right now, make sure y'all go over and subscribe to Through the Fire podcast. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, I'm live right now. All right, I hit you back. All right, that's what's up. Thanks for calling, man. I hit you back. Harmonize, you back? Oh, shit. Harmonize, you back?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. That was TJ that called me.
Real.
Yeah, he didn't realize I was live streaming. He happened to call me. Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, make sure y'all add Through the Fire podcast. I told y'all I talk to a lot of people behind the scenes, man. So even though y'all don't necessarily see me in their comments and their chats or on their panels, doesn't mean I don't have a relationship with them and I don't speak with them. We text, we call each other behind the scenes. So a lot of us are involved with each other for years, and y'all don't even know it. I talk to Angry Man behind the scenes, Dr. Hassan Johnson, BGS Idmore, a lot of people, man. I associate with Crimson Cure, Shalakemia. You know, it's a lot of people, you know, that y'all the fans on. Bessie Michonne. Shout out to my bestie. Make sure y'all subscribe to her. And we all talk to each other. We all friends with each other. So y'all don't know who knows who. It's a big space, but it's a small space at the same time.
Right.
It's big and small. Let me go back over here to the stove. Check on my chicken. Get these mashed potatoes going. That's what I need to do. Yeah, baby. So I'm letting my chicken simmer like this because I like my chicken to be very tender. And the way you get it tender is the slow cooking. Don't be in a rush. Take your time. Cooking is about patience and love. I remember my grandmother when I was a kid. You know, we would have dinners, holiday dinners. She would start cooking them the day before, the morning of. You know, that's how you cook. You know, because it took time to develop your profile for your food and develop a certain taste. And I noticed a lot of people who have problems with cooking, they impatient, they rushing everything. Trying to do it at the last minute. You know, take your time. Allow enough time. Do your prep work. Prep work. Sorry, y'all. I gotta rinse out this pot real quick for my last single. And get yourself invest in some good pots. Yeah. Stop spending money on cheap ass pots at Dollar General, Family Dollar, Walmart ass pots. You should spend you a good $200 on a decent pot set. At least $200. You agree with that? Oh yeah, I mean we cook, so the better you get at it, then you'll start developing a preference. You'll develop a preference for better pots. Like I like these copper pots, non-stick.
But you know what I'm saying? You realize you need to do it. You just gonna say you gotta build a couple pieces or a piece at a time.
Yeah.
They have some fantastic targets. You know what I'm saying? $30, $40 over there, 25. I'm telling you, you gotta keep these stuff. It's good stuff. Especially when it comes to sales.
Here's the kitchen gadget that I love. I love my choppers.
Oh,
I love them. It makes things so easy. Because I can basically chop and scoop. Okay. Boom, boom. See how easy that is? Now, all of these don't come. It's basically, I think you look it up on Amazon or Walmart or Target. It's a what is it called? A dough chopper.
yeah.
Yeah. And this one even has on it the measuring. It has like the your measurements and things, but it makes things so easy. Now you can sharpen it just like a knife. So I put an edge on mine just like I do on my knobs. Again, as you get better at your cooking, you'll learn those tricks. Talking to these rookies. Learn the tricks of the trade. I don't want it. But I like to show you the scrape, keep it going, boom, done. Now put some water, just some cold water. Now the trick I do with my potatoes, I know what I said with my meat. I don't do salt and pepper in the beginning. But with my potatoes, I will add a little seasoning to the water. Just like with pie. That. So anyway, I'm filling that up. It's going on the stove. That boiling. Little salt, pepper. Y'all see? Salt, pepper. Salt. Let me get the pepper. That's it. So I'm gonna let that come to a boil, and then we'll come back to it when it starts to get soft, and we'll add the butter and everything else. I don't even think I got milk. Shit. But anyway, we'll make it work. We'll make it work, baby. Oh, if you into baking, here, I'll give y'all a little trip just to blow somebody's mind. When you're making pancakes and cooking breakfast, I like to cook breakfast for women. And that's one of my little secrets while women keep coming back, because I make them breakfast. What I do, instead of using water or whatever you're using for your making pancakes, use applesauce. Oh. Yeah. Same thing when you're baking. If you're doing a cake, instead of using milk and water, just replace it with applesauce. So if the recipe is calling for a cup of milk or a cup of water, just do a cup of applesauce. And if you got a good mixer like Amanaz does, just throw it in the mixer. With your other ingredients, your eggs, and that'll change your whole flavor profile of whatever you're cooking. Cornbread, I use applesauce in my cornbread. Cornbread come out tasting like have you ever been to Boston Market? They little cornbread, it tastes just like that. All you gotta do is use the applesauce. And it'll fuck somebody's head up. They're like, damn, I did a potluck at Convergence one time. And they was like, how did you get your cornbread like this? Butter and applesauce. They was like, what? Yep. Because everybody swear out they make the best cornbread. But my cornbread and some cabbage, man, it's nothing. That's a dinner right there. Make the cornbread the way I just said, and then do some cabbage. That's dinner. You don't need nothing else. That's old school country folk. Mm-hmm. Or even rice beans and cornbread, same thing. And I got a silicone mold that does the mini loaves. That's what it's called, matter of fact. The mini loaf silicone mold. It come out just like the little cornbreads they gave away. The little cornbreads they had at Boston Market.
Yep.
And then you ain't got to cut nothing up. It's already in the individual portions.
Okay, put the rest of it.
And that's what I was getting ready to say. For cleanup, now you already got cornbread for the rest of the week. Make your cornbread on Sunday. That cornbread will last you through the week. Can't go wrong. And cornbread go good with a lot of shit. You know what I like too? The Pillsbury dough croissant. In the little biscuit can things. That's what I need to add to my shopping list. I don't have any right now. But when it's just you by yourself, you don't want to make a whole big thing of biscuits. But sometimes you want to just make like 2 biscuits. Got the biscuit can, take out 2 biscuits, cook them, Make 2 croissants. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, I be talking to these old ladies. These old ladies be giving me all kind of little tips and tricks and shit. I'm like, damn, that make all the sense in the world. A can of biscuits last you the whole month if it's just you. And then throw it in a Ziploc bag, throw it in the freezer, however you want to do it. Y'all got to learn how to shop too. If it's just you by yourself, it's hard to shop for one person. I had to learn this because I was used to cooking for 8 people. But so I buy a big bag of chicken from Walmart. Usually it's like $5.99. You could get it in drumsticks or you could get it in quarters. I don't really do breasts that much, but you can do it in breasts. I know the drumsticks come in, it's 15 drumsticks in a bag. I break that bag down. For me, I put it in 4 pieces in each bag. And so when I get ready to cook, I go in my freezer, take out a bag of drumsticks, boom, I'm done. Same way I did the chicken breast, I throw it in the sink, let it thaw out. Make sure you get a crock pot. I could throw it in the crock pot if I was going to work or I go to work. And then when I come home, the chicken is done. You could throw some potatoes and chicken in the crock pot. Yeah, you're 90% done. Walmart sells this roast beef kit, and the kit comes with the vegetables, the carrots, the celery, the onions, already chopped up, and the roast. It's like $18. I throw that whole thing in my crock pot early in the morning. By dinner time, it's done. And I take a pack of Lipton onion soup mix, and that's how I season my roast.
Okay.
But these are simple recipes for a single man. Tell a woman that you just met, hey baby, I'm making a roast Sunday for dinner. Why don't you come over? How many men are out here making roasts?
It's
200 and let it cook all day. And you, like she said, if you don't have a crock pot, get you a square pan. Like she was saying earlier, you start building up your dishes. Make sure you got a square pan, like a Dutch oven kind of pan. You can get one, the copper stone or the granite stone. You get them at Walmart for like $25. You can cook it in the oven. You can cook on top of the stove with it. Put the roast in that pan with all the vegetables, throw it in there for 200. A pack of lifting up the onion soup mix. Let it cook for a couple of hours or all day, depending on how tender you. I made a roast a couple of weeks ago. The roast was so tender, I didn't even need a knife. All I needed was my fork. The roast was just falling apart. It was just falling apart. The vegetables was tender. And then what I do is I thicken up the juice from the soup mix. You turn that into a gravy. So all you need is a little bit of flour and water to thicken it up. And then you got your gravy. Now I already taught y'all how to do I'm teaching you now how to do mashed potatoes. Now mashed potatoes and the roast. That's your meal.
Yep.
That's it. And don't forget your seasonings. So what? Onion powder, garlic powder. Some people like garlic salt, but I don't like using a lot of salt. So I keep it separate. Garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasoning, thyme, rosemary,
Yep.
salt and pepper. That's your sage. Yeah. I mean, I got every kind of spice in there. If you come in my kitchen and you can't find a spice you need, then you can't cook. I got everything in there. I got spices that people normally don't have in their house. Ginger,
Yep.
Bell seasoning, that's a old black lady seasoning. Bell seasoning, Sylvia's collard green seasoning, you know.
Yep.
Now, some of these you ain't gonna find in Walmart or Food Line. I got one that most people ain't never heard of. Texas Pete Dust. Texas Pete Dust. The only place I see it is in Food Line. Food Line usually has it, and it's a big container. So you're gonna spend some money, but it's gonna last you forever. Now I use that when I make buffalo wings, fried chicken, fried fish. That's what I use it for. When I do my batter, I like to have the dry Texas Pete in there. So you ain't gotta put, people like to pour a lot of Texas Pete on their chicken after they cook it. Nah, mine is already in the batter. Because the people are like, damn, you can make some chicken. Your fried chicken be good. I'm like, yeah, but what you put in yours? Oh, I ain't even never heard of Texas Pete Dust. Because you're not a cook. I've seen. But that's the people who know how to prep. So if you want to prep your chicken with either buttermilk or yogurt, whatever, let that sit in there overnight or at least 30 minutes. Now the chicken fry I like is House Orchard. That's my favorite chicken fry and fish fry. I like House Orchard. That's what I like. But or you can make it from scratch using flour, your own seasonings. It depends on your preference and your taste buds. When I'm doing buffalo wings, I like McCormick's. I like their buffalo seasoning. Some people are like, well, I do mine from scratch. Well, my grandmother always said, don't reinvent the wheel. Why are you reinventing the wheel? That's why I use Lipton's onion soup mix. Can I do it from scratch? Yeah. Why? When I could just get a bottle. Yeah, it's just certain things that's already done. It's a staple. Why are you reinventing the wheel? You know. What is it? How many spices did a KFC got?
Person detected at front door.
11?
Yeah.
Person detected at front door.
No. No. But you young men, I'm just trying to give y'all the basics. Just get you started with a couple of things. Even when I do tacos,
Person detected at front door.
I get the Taco Bell seasoning. Like, yeah. Hold on, this Ali called on my head. Hold on. I was gonna click over, but he hung up. That must be time for him to come home. Damn, it's 7 o'clock. Shit. Because it's summertime, so
Person
it's
detected
still
at front
bright
door.
outside. I mean, the sun is still blasting through my front door. Like, I'm glad I started cooking. I'm glad I started cooking when I did. Cause shit, it'd have been damn 12 o'clock. And it would have been 12 damn o'clock.
Person detected at front door.
Yeah, I think sundown tomorrow. I don't know about today. Probably similar. Sundown tomorrow was 8:37, so it's going to be around 8:30 before the sun even start going down. And that ain't even like you said. It's going to be like 9 o'clock, 9:30 before it's pitch black.
Yo. I was still outside. I was like, damn, I got nothing on. And my wife, I said, oh, it was 8:45. You go in the future and put this all stuff together.
Speaking of which, I need to see what kind of vegetable I'm cooking.
Person detected at front door.
Now, if y'all watching me right now, what I'm doing is I'm rotating my chicken. I'm just flipping it, you know, just so it cooks faster and it cooks evenly. Right. And what I'm doing is I'm adding a little bit of water to my pan because, again, I'm going to make it gravy. So that's it. And it keeps your chicken moist and from drying out. And this is how I also do my smothered chicken. I'll save that for another day. But it's all the same, basic same thing. Stirring my potatoes up. Like Amanat said, to get hot spots. I like things to cook evenly. Very simple. This ain't hard. But pay attention when you cook. Oh, you know what I've got? Collard greens. I think I might do that. I don't know yet. I got plenty of time. I always make my vegetables my last thing because they the easiest thing. Vegetables, 20, 30 minutes, they cook for the most part. Canned vegetables, frozen vegetables, 15, 20 minutes. The potatoes is going to take the longest because they I like mine tender. So I cut them up. That's the other trick. I cut my potatoes into quarters. Take a whole potato, slice it in half, cut the half in half. So that makes it cook faster. That's another kitchen gadget you can have. Is your potato mash. I done been to people's houses. I'm like, I don't know how y'all cook. Because I'm like, yes, you do. I've seen it. You sure? Okay. I got a potato mash. You get it at Dollar Tree for $1.25. Here you go right here. $1.25 at Dollar Tree. Stainless steel. All. So I'm going to use that. Also, what I like to, here's a necessity. You make tacos or lasagna, spaghetti. This is a lot of people don't know what this is. This is a ground beef mash. It makes it so easy. If you're doing ground beef, hamburger helper, any of that. I love this too. Another Dollar Tree special. You ain't gotta spend a lot of money for these gadgets.
Person detected at front door.
Yeah. I seen it at Dollar Tree and I was like, for $1. Before it went up to $1.25, I was like, for $1, yeah, I can do that. Yeah. I love Dollar Tree. I get all my shit from Dollar Tree.
Yeah, they don't feel all the way up. They don't want to price that feel off.
Spatulas, whisks, ladles. Dollar Tree got all of that shit. Now, some things I spend money on, like I gotta have a good can opener. I gotta have a good potato peeler. I gotta have good knives.
Yeah.
I like spoons. I like teaspoons and I like soup spoons. So I got.
Yeah.
I like tools for the. I like good bowls. Let me show you these bowls I got. I got these bowls on the flash sale when I first moved in. See? You see my bowl?
Oh.
There's a set, they come in 4 colors, and they got the spoons to match. That was one of my little $20 flash sales. I know you've been the dog on PF Chang's. The soup spoons that PF Chang's use, it's the same kind of spoon. And they stone. They ceramic or whatever, you know. I love $20. Little stuff like that. That's how you impress the ladies, fellas. You have a lady, especially if you made a homemade soup, and you give her a bowl of soup, and you give her that bowl. It ain't just a regular cheap ass bowl. That make all the difference in the world. You a different kind of dude now.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's why you go to men's houses, ladies. You go to their house and little stuff like that you notice. And if a man puts care into the kind of bowls he has, he gonna put care into you. Women coming to my house, Holiday comes down here all the time. And when she come here, she don't have to pack no bag. Everything she need is already here. All she need is to change her clothes for tomorrow. But everything else, all her feminine supplies, that reminds me, I gotta order some tampons. I like to keep a box of tampons in my house, just in case, because I like women, is why I do that. I know some of y'all are like, oh, you a simp, you a simp. No, it's not simping. I like women to be comfortable when they're around me. So I don't want a woman to get here and be like, oh shit, my period is on. I got to run out to the store. And what if it's 12 o'clock at night? Walmart is closed. Where you gonna get tampons at? 7-Eleven? I already got a box under my sink. I keep a box under my sink.
Okay.
Loofahs, extra loofahs. I don't even use a loofah, but I got loofahs under my sink, brand new. Dollar Tree always has them on sale. Get a pack of loofahs. So when a woman needs to take a shower at your house, I got the loofah. I got female shower gel. I don't use that. I use Dr. Bronner's pepper. But for the women, I got.
Oh, wait, that's
I can't hear you.
I think I really use first.
No, I haven't.
Yo, get you something.
Send me a link for it. But I make women comfortable. So things that I know women gonna need, it's under my sink in my bathroom. It's already here. Shower gel, ivory soap, feminine wash. Things I know women. I spend a lot of time around women. I got 2 daughters, 6 sisters. So I know the things instinctively that women buy. I just have it here. You ain't got to leave. You ain't got to stress out. It's already here. I had an extra shower room until fucking Red messed it up. But you come out the shower, put a robe on. That's what I spend my money on. Like, again, I like women. I don't really care about making a man comfortable, but a woman, I want you to be comfortable. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Tissue, please keep extra tissue. I hate going to people's house and they ran out of tissue. Tissue, toilet tissue. But even facial tissue. Even facial tissue. I got boxes of tissue all around my house. Kleenex. You know, you get them at Dollar Tree. I got boxes of them shits all over the place. Candy. I got church lady candy. I got a fucking candy dish full of that under my TV. That's why the kids is always coming over here helping me, because I get in candy all the time. I get them the church lady candy. But little things, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's certain things that should be in your house. So when I go to people's house and they don't have the necessities or the basics, I'm like, what do y'all be doing? How do y'all live? You ain't got no food in your house. Like, imagine was down here with her girlfriend, and the original plan was we was gonna go out to the buffet, but none of us felt like going out. So Imagine was like, you know what? I'm just gonna cook something. So then old girl was like, her name is Danny. So Danny was like, well, I guess we got to go to the grocery store. Imagine was like, for what? Well, you talking about cooking. I know your father ain't got enough food for everybody. Imagine was like, why don't he? And Danny was like, how you know what he got in his house? Imagine was like, that's my father. I know how my father lived. I grew up around my father. I know my father got a pantry full of stuff and he got food in his freezer. I could cook a meal today based on what's in this house right now. And she did. Danny was like, damn, I ain't my daddy don't cook like that, so my daddy don't cook like that, so I would never have thought that your father, are you kidding? My father already got enough food in his house to last him a good 2 weeks without him having to go shop. Minimum. I know he got potatoes. I know he got vegetables. I know he got some kind of meat, roast, chicken, steak, beans. I know these things about my father. Like, my father. Well, I gotta send you the link for that steak. That what is it? I call it. What's the name of it? Good Chopped, I think is the name of it. They be having a lot of good sales, and you ain't got to do a big amount of it. They got small packages, and I think they doing like 4 ribeyes for free right now. I think. And they thick like the ones we would get from the future, They that's what it reminded me of. Good, nice cuts. I mean, I haven't ordered from them yet, but I think I'm gonna wait till I move back to Charlotte, and then I don't want to put an order in and then have a freezer full of meat that I got to transport. So I'm gonna wait till I get up there, and then when I get to Charlotte, I want to get me a small deep freezer. I don't have the space for it here. I do and I don't. I know people that live here that they do have deep freezers, but I don't. I don't see the space in these apartments. Because I know even Tasty Cake, when she was living here, she wanted to get a washing machine and a dryer and a deep freezer. I said, baby, in these little ass apartments, it's just you and me.
Yeah,
I'm like, you wasted money. Because a deep freezer, now your electricity bill is going to be higher, your washing machine. I'm like, you would be better off buying more clothes instead of buying a washing machine and dryer. Like, just stretch out how often you wash your clothes. There's a reason why they have laundromats, because the laundromat ain't economical for everybody. Just because you got your own place don't mean you have to have every fucking appliance in the book. And that gives you a chance to get out, go to the laundromat and meet people. Like, I would have never known they got so many damn foreigners that live here in Gastonia. I would have never known that if I didn't go to the laundry. I would have never guessed. And you meet people that way. But people, I used to do, I would do my live streams and I would meet people when I would be out. People, I can't find no women. And I'm like, I don't understand how. I'm always meeting people. Always. Again, that's how I got into that relationship with Tasty Cakes. Just because I went out the door. All I did was walk out my door. But you got to be outside. You got to be a part of your environment. But you got people who just sit in their house. They never go outside. And I'm like, the only time they go out the door is to get in their car and go to work. And then they come home and they in their car to come home and they just in the house. They don't know their neighbors. Their neighbors don't know them. Potatoes coming along nicely. Now, with the salt and pepper, don't overdo it. Because I'm going to drain most of this water out anyway when I mash them. And then I'm going to season it towards the end when I start adding my butter Oh, I gotta make sure. I'm pretty sure I got butter. Yeah, I got. I need that. Computer, add butter to my shopping list. Computer, add butter to my shopping list.
I've added butter to your shopping list.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
See, I tell y'all don't know how to use the tools like I do. Well, I use the fuck out of my tools. But my butter, I had to add my butter. I got butter now, but I like to have spreadable butter. And I also like to have stick butter. So right now I got spreadable butter. I ran out of stick butter because I gave my neighbor a stick of butter. And I gave that to her because I knew that I had spreadable butter. So, but I do grocery shopping typically once or twice a month. So I do grocery shopping around the 10th of the month. And that's what I meant earlier about being adaptable. Like I do things on a schedule. At the beginning of the month, usually around the 1st or the 2nd, I pay all of my bills. All of my bills get paid no matter what the due date is. That's when I pay my bills. Cell phone, lights, water, trash, my utilities, my Spectrum, that's my internet, my rent. I pay everything beginning of the month. So I'm done. I don't have to think about it. Then my grocery shopping, then after I do my main bills, I do my credit cards. Usually I pay all my credit cards by the 5th or the 6th of the month. And it takes about 3 to 5 business days for your credit cards to post to your account. So then whatever little leftover bills I may have, like my StreamYard bill, all of that stuff comes out like towards the middle of the month. My grocery shopping, I do towards the middle of the month, around the 10th. Between the 10th and the 15th, I do my grocery shopping. I do my main grocery shopping in the middle of the month, and then I may do another grocery shop before the end of the month. That's the things I may have forgot about. And that's my schedule every single month. And that helps me stay on budget. But a lot of y'all don't stay on budget because you just do things sporadically and you don't know what things cost. You have no clue how much money you're spending on groceries every month, every week. You don't know how much money it spends for you to wash your clothes. My bad, y'all. My other phone died that I was broadcasting from. So it's a good time for me to end this live stream anyway, so I can finish up my dinner and eat. But I appreciate y'all tuning in with me and rocking strong with me. Make sure y'all subscribe to Through the Fire podcast. Let TJ know I sent you. Subscribe to Amon Speaks channel. Subscribe to them and stay tuned, man. I appreciate y'all stopping by the People's Podcast. Like, subscribe, and share on your way out. Hit the Cash App. Send to V, the number 2, the letter V. And stay tuned, man. That's all I can say, man. Stay tuned. I might be back on later. Y'all stay tuned. Holla at your boy. It's your boy.